Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, God. No. No, stop. It's too kind. Stop. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, everybody. This is Johnny Beane and John Mancuda. We're live. This is Talking Guitars and 80s Metal. It is September 15th, 2020, 8:19 p.m. Eastern, 5:19 Pacific. And technically, we're not really late because actually I set the show for 8:30 Eastern. So we're actually early.
That doesn't mean we're not late.
We're actually early. No, we're actually early. We're actually early tonight. So, hey, man.
We're live.
How are you doing?
We're in front of a live audience, apparently, by that applause that wouldn't stop. Oh no, thank you. It's please. It's like when you're like getting an award or something, or you're watching the speech and they start talking, and then the applause keeps going and going and going. You're like, oh, thank you, or someone just comes onto the set of a live TV show and like he's trying to get the line out, but they're like, clapping, and you're just like, thank you, yeah, thank you. It's like just. You ready to say the line? And the other character's sitting there like, start talking. We're burning fuel here.
Mm-hmm. And then the music comes on.
Yeah. No, yeah. The worst is where they pull out this massive list on an award show, and like nobody on that, nobody wants to hear the crap on that list. They'd rather hear like, oh my God, this is great. When Mr. Spielberg first called me up, I thought it was a joke, so I actually hung up on him. I'm like, yeah, sure, you're Steven Spielberg, and he said, no, really, I want you for this film, and it's like, oh, okay, and then. There came Brad Pitt and said, hey, you're going to be great at this opposite me. And I couldn't believe that I'm working with Steven Spielberg and Brad Pitt. And they're telling this fun story or something, how they got into the business. Like, when my mother first took me to that talent show when I was 6, I was so scared. And, I literally crapped myself, which I'm almost going to do now holding this Oscar, something fun. Instead, they pull out this massive 4-page list. Okay, I got so many people to thank. David Evsballs, Kurt S 5150, Mr. BHP Jr., my producer, Papa Blue, my agent, Susie Cherry, who did hair and makeup since I was this big, Thomas Santiago, Mr. Hellstorm 74, Robot Master Switch, Yostinator, so many people, Dan, the parking lot attendant, Joe, who runs the hot dog shop that keeps coming into the Paramount set, Melissa, who cleaned my trailer so well. Thank you, Melissa. You're so, I love you. And they're just reading off these stupid things, and they get to my priest at the church and God and my mom and my dad and Mr. Spielberg. Oh, thank you. It's like, holy shit. The longest goddamn minute. If I would have known that you'd be saying that crazy, stupid speech of people I had no idea who they are, everyone in your staff, I never would have voted for you to win that award ever. I'd vote for the shittiest film just because they'd have the more interesting speech.
And the shortest list. I actually thought you would keep going because that's the way to do the roll call.
It really is. I'm actually going to do the roll call now. I'm going to do it fresh here because more people are pouring in real quick. Let's see. Robot Master Switch, Susie Cherry, Mr. BHB Jr., Crucible of Fire, 417 Hertz, Nightbot, Renus Pinkle, my girl Susie Cherry, Thomas Santiago, Robot Master Switch, Yostinator, Mike Neese, David Nedsballs, Kurt S 5150, Papa Blue, Mr. C 5150, a lot of 5150s in the house. Yeah. Let's see, Chris Bevan, Fruitcake Tony, right? You like the shirt, right, Tony? This is a Fruitcake Tony shirt, boys and girls.
Oh, I almost wore the same shirt.
Oh well, we could have matched. We could have been twinsies, but at least we wore the same condom last night. We took turns. What? It's conservation. Matthew Stewart, Papa Blue, Howface, Janice Lala. Hey, Janice. David Scher, Joe Hervey 84, my Jewish homie. Happy New Year, man. Happy Jew Year. Coming up this weekend. Happy Jew Year. Let's see. Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Look at Mike Neese playing with all the cool emojis.
Nice.
Let's see who else. Music Therapy Laz, Brian Spalding, Tube Supio, Mr. BHB Jr. also playing with those very cool Johnny Beane emojis.
Nice.
David Scher and everyone else pouring in. A lot of people coming in right now.
And Facebook. We got
Bo. Wait, hold on. I gotta so corny, Pocani, Pocani, me love you long time. Sandra Picorni in the house. By the way, if you guys did not watch my guest appearance the other night on Communication Breakdown, episode 18, after this show, go on there. It was insanity without reserve. I guarantee from the opening bit to the closing bit that bookended it, it was just 3 hours and 20 minutes of crazy off the wall shit. So check that out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Oodles and oodles of fun. And thank you, Sandra and Gary, for having me as a guest. And speaking of guests, I just want to mention this Thursday I will also be guest hosting on David Nesdall's show. Nez Says Thursday night, and Steve Lynch from Autograph is who I'll be interviewing. So check that out too. But we're glad to have you here tonight, right, Johnny?
Awesome. Yes.
And Paulie is sick, so shout out to my brother there. Feel better, bro.
Feel better, Paul. Neanderpaul, feel better, dude. And speaking of shows, Jay Hannon and I will be guests on the StreamYard Spotlight Show Thursday, September 24th, 8 o'clock Eastern. And that's the technology that we use, the way you're watching us. This is called StreamYard. And we'll be on an official show of this program talking about how we use this.
Or misuse it.
So yeah, so there'll be a lot of technical chat, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be tons of fun. And Eduardo Moreno Porto just entered the room.
Yes, and Bo over on Facebook. Good to see you, man.
And take a second, give some love in the chat to Paulie, because he's under the weather. So let's hear in the chat well wishes for Paulie to feel better. Let's see what you guys got.
Yes.
And leave a thumbs up for the video, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, man.
Make sure to subscribe. And as we said, we're live, obviously, on YouTube. And if you'd like to take it to the next level, you can become a channel member.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to take it to the next level? This is fun.
Like Fruitcake Tony, like Mike Neese. I see you guys. You guys see they got the little guitars next to their names in the chat?
All the cool exclusive emojis as a perk, as one of the many perks.
Yep. And they're sponsors of the video. And the top tier are the executive producers, like Charles Green.
The big bosses.
Yeah, Joe Christian, Thomas Santiago, Music Therapy Laz, Mike Neest, Michael Smith, David Ennis, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael? Michael the Captain Smith.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, so how are you doing?
I'm hungry, and I remember we were talking, I guess you talked about it on Friday and Saturday too, about what is it? Snack Master? Snack?
Oh, Treat Stream.
Treat Stream, which is, like a load of jizz streaming across my face. It's a Treat Stream.
Did you sign up?
I don't know how to do it.
Sign up for it?
I thought like you would have someone do it and like we'd figure it out.
I think we're gonna really try it on Saturday.
Why Saturday when it was our idea?
Well, because everybody's too scared to try it.
I want to try. I want to try it. I want to try. I'm hungry, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sign up. Sign up.
Okay.
I'm sure somebody in the chat will sign up.
For those of you, explain to the audience exactly what TreatStream is if you haven't caught what we were talking about the other day.
TreatStream is a service where
prostitutes come out.
We're a live, let's say like a live show like this, where let's say if like Mankuta's hungry, what he can do is he can have a list. It's like a wish list of food. And somebody in the chat can buy him, you know, something off that list and have it delivered right to his door while we're
on the air.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all what do you call it?
Mr. Hellstorm 74 says dinner at the Y. Absolutely. Hey, if that's on the list, man, send it over. I mean, but I mean, they have like all these restaurants and stuff. You could order, like, you know, you could order us a snack, like, and it'll be delivered while we're on the air, and we'll eat it, and it's kind of fun. But it's like, you know, it could be a portion of, you know, KFC. It could be a lobster roll. It could be like, you know, a frappuccino. It could be, you know, just anything. And it could be kind of fun getting like random silly stuff. Look at that truck. Jesus. What is that? A woman with a leg spread over her head? What is that logo? Oh, it's like
it's a
Chinese
bowl of rice.
Takeout. No, I think it's a Chinese takeout container.
Yeah.
But the wheels look like they're going backwards.
I know. Somebody
Are they driving in reverse?
That's what it looks like.
They're gonna back over some kids playing in the street or something. Then I'm gonna get sued. What the hell? Holy hell. But anything, I mean, it could, you know, it could be, again, you know, the audience could surprise us. It could be kind of funny. It could be hot wings. It could be, you know, corn on the cob, something you want to see us eating, like a mukbang or something. You know, one of those videos where you see us eating.
Yeah, it could probably be anything. The thing is, though, the friend of mine that told me about this said that they used to use this a while ago. So, but on the website it does say 2020.
So yeah, much like any other disaster, I'll probably get food poisoning right on the air. That'll be the great thing. I'll get food poisoning right on the air as this thing backs over kids.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the thing is, you have to sign up. So you have to sign up. You have to actually go to the website. You sign up for it.
They have you can order Chef's salty chocolate salty balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Venus wants to see me eat a fish taco. Someone else said hot wings.
And the everything is private, so there's no exchange of addresses. Let's just say, so it's all private. Yeah. See, let your friends and supporters send you food delivery. All personal information is kept secure and confidential, trusted and used by streamers since 2015.
Yeah, we could do this on various nights. Obviously, you know, I'd love to do it on a night when Paulie's with us, and you know, I know you want to do it on a Saturday, and you know, it just sounds fun because I'm curious what the audience would order me.
Yeah,
you know, because I'll eat anything. It's like, you know, Brussels sprouts covered in pig snouts and in diarrhea sauce. Here, Mancuda. No, they probably won't be able to access that, but you know, some interesting stuff. I think it'll be kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh,
see what
dude,
order for each of us.
Dude, I know. If this thing still works, you know, I would use this every night. You know.
Yeah, Joe Hervey will order me apples and honey for the Jewish New Year.
Yeah.
Paulie, I'll have a steak. Johnny will be sitting with lobster rolls. I'll be getting, you know, a piece of matzah and some apple and honey. I'll be like, what's this? Oh, that's the kosher meal, Mancuda. That's the kosher meal. No good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is something we I think we just have to figure it out.
It's
Um.
something coming. Something coming.
Yes.
Coming
Yeah.
to the show soon. The opportunity to order the hosts various interesting foods you want to see us eat.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't go to like, you know, the Japanese fish market and like, you know, raw cuttlefish. Mancuda gets raw cuttlefish.
Well, if you put that on your list, because like I said, I think it's a
Yeah.
wish list. I think you actually control what people can get you.
But I'd
So
put a lot of stuff so that people would have like an option of something funny or interesting or, you know, something they want to see me. Steve Carmichael says like chocolate covered nuts. There you go.
yeah, I had some of those last night.
Well, I'm sure he was happy by the morning.
Well, thank you again. Thank you again.
Haggis. Falcon says haggis.
Thank you again to Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn. They sent me some popcorn last night.
I saw that last night. I watched that. That looks great.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's Jay's friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to be some good stuff. Yeah. It looked good. It looked good when you were eating it.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So thank you to the. Actually, they're sending more out. So
give them my address.
If anything, yeah, we can get popcorn.
Love popcorn. Love it. Gourmet popcorn like that.
Gourmet popcorn is actually like real food anyway.
It's delicious. I mean, that's good quality popcorn. That's not, you know, all the kernels and crap. That's like the real good stuff. It's gourmet. And thank you, Music Therapy Laz. He says, I couldn't get a Get Well sticker for Neanderthal, so send him a Get Well injection of healing herbs or some sort. With that $5, he's going to get a hot beef injection.
Will do, man. Yes.
Fruitcake Tony says, I met Mancuda's mom yesterday. Boy, it seems to be a running theme. This lady had the same accent and same pessimism. It was funny. I can only imagine there's like a twin of my mom at every Jewish bingo hall floating around the country. I can only imagine. G74. Oh no, no. You just hear an echo through the room. You know, like 100 Jewish moms and aunts and grandmas, you know.
Oh, after every wrong wrong letter or number. Yeah.
B7. Like a big unison. Like a sigh of misery spreading through the room.
That could actually drown out the actual winner, though.
Yeah, right.
You know,
the real winner finally yells out, "Oh, bingo! Oh, I have to pay taxes on that.
I got to get up. Oh,
yeah. Can you come over here and check the number? I don't want to get up." No, you know what's funny? I did a little thing on Sandra and Gary's show on Communication Breakdown the other night, and we did a challenge to try to see if you could come up with something that my mom could not turn into a miserable thing. You know, the original Jewish mom, Debbie Downer, and they weren't able to do it. Maybe our audience can. So let's see.
Oh, definitely.
I'm just curious. So here's challenge to you guys and girls in the audience right now. Print up a scenario there. Come up with a scenario. Hey, Cobra Kai Platoon. Come up with a scenario that you feel would be good news, and I'll pick a couple of them and let you know, in my mother's logic, why it's not good news, why it's the worst thing to happen today. So let's see what we can get. Let's see how you guys can do. So
awesome. Awesome. And if anybody wants to draw like a little cartoon
of my mom,
whatever,
my mom. Yeah,
send it in.
If you guys want to draw a cartoon of my mom, send it to Johnny. How did they do that again?
They can text. You can text. Where's my chat? right here. There we go. You can text that number, any images, or you can post them in the Discord.
And Johnny will post them on the air right now.
Yes.
So let's see what you guys can come up with. Let's see.
Kind of like when we did the Barbara Papa thing. Remember
Yeah.
how people were sending in images and
drawing Barbara Papa. Let's see. Okay, let's start with Jim Nicholas. Jim Nicholas says, finding $50 stuck in the ATM. Oh no, that's terrible. Because now it's my responsibility to take it out. They see me on camera taking it out. You know they're going to accuse me of breaking into the machine. They're probably going to send police to my door. And what am I going to do with this $50 that I'll have to give back anyway? Now I'll have a criminal record. They'll probably ask my husband all these questions. He'll get angry just getting off the couch to answer questions. This is the worst burden you've ever put on me. So there you go. That's a good example. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Dave Nesdahl in the house, everybody.
Hey, what's up, dude?
We were just talking about Nez Says a little earlier. Let's see. Fruitcake Tony comes up. Hey, Mom, I was just nominated for an Academy Award. Oh, no. That's terrible, John. Don't you ever see those shows? First of all, they put you on stage with everyone. Everyone's waiting for your speech to be done. And what are you really going to say? And what if you forget to thank me? I'm your mother. But when you thank your mother, everyone's like, oh, God, what a boring speech. And it'll probably hurt your career. And you'll probably get accused of giving a long speech. They'll start that music, which will certainly embarrass you as you get escorted off the stage. It's never real credit. It's never real credit. It's not even a real award, for gosh sakes. It's not made of real gold, you know. That's just fake. So that's a terrible thing. I'm very sorry to hear that, John.
There's no chocolate in there.
Yeah. You tried unwrapping it. No.
Remember those awards we saw when we were walking in Hollywood?
Yeah, those fake Oscars they sell at the gift shops in Hollywood. That's the closest I'll ever get. I could probably tell my mom I won one, and she'd be like, what did you win it for? The Johnny Beane show. Oh, that's good. Well, at least you got something out of that. We
actually got flagged for that as well because of the music that was playing in that store.
Right. We had
that video got busted twice for copyrighted music.
Oh no, copyrighted music. Yeah.
It even told me what the songs were. It was like some rap tune.
Well, that's good that they use Shazam. It's nice to know it works very well. Oh, Chris Bevan. Well, the classic one. This I know the answer to already. Someone stole our trash can, Mom. Oh, no. Well, where'll I put the garbage now? Without the trash can, I'll have to walk each individual item over to the curb. And my legs aren't what they used to be. So let's just take this frozen broccoli container I had the other day. Now it's all soggy. I have to walk over to 200 feet to the end of the driveway. I have to put it down. I have to walk back. You know it's going to attract squirrels, raccoons, homeless people living by the mailbox now. And that's going to be terrible. Then by the time I get back, I'll worked up an appetite. I'll certainly have to eat something else. And of course, I'll get back there. I'll eat something. Then I'll have another wrapper. So let's say the bologna container. Now I got to walk back to the curb again. Finally, it's going to pile up into a mountain of garbage. The town will find me. The neighbors will hate me. And what are we going to do about the rodent problem? This is a big problem, John. We've got to get a new pail. So there you go. That's the trash can.
And hey, we got it. We got a text.
All right. So the first drawing of my mom is in. Let's see.
Is that what this is?
Let's see if I recognize her. I hope it's my mom. Hope it's not just a. It's like one of the Barba family. That's my mom.
Thank you, Halface.
Thank you, Halface. It's very similar. And now my mom watching the show will probably be like, well, that doesn't look like me. She's fat. I exercise. I'm in better shape than that. Do you think I'm fat, John? Because if your audience thinks I'm fat, then that's terrible. You shouldn't be spreading those rumors. What are they thinking now? Now they're going to see that photo. How will I get a date at the funeral after your father passes away? This is what's going to happen. But thank you, Halfie. That's a good entry, man.
Yeah, and that doubles for another Barbara Papa.
It sure does, because that's like Barbara Papa's wife. I don't know what her name is, Mrs. Papa, Barbara Mama, whatever.
Barbara Mom. Sandra.
Is that what it is? Barbara Mom.
Barbara Mom.
Let's see. Chris Bevan comes in. Mom, I think I'm going to do a porn flick. Well, at least you'll get laid. No, you know what? You'll probably catch all sorts of diseases. Then these crack addict whores are going to want to move into my house, and then I won't be able to get rid of them. They'll probably steal my jewelry. They'll want to wear my very fashionable clothes, which are indeed very fashionable. You know, jumpsuits from the 70s are making a very big comeback, John. And, you know, what are you going to do with all those bumps on your pee-pee? They're going to have to give you a shot or something. And you're not really making a lot of money on those pornos. And then your father's going to watch it, and he's going to be touching himself looking at you. That's not a good thing. He's a married man. And even if I don't put out for him, you certainly don't want him watching you in a porno.
Oh, that's awful.
All those girls in the house, what's he going to think?
Hey, AJ, welcome.
Welcome. Let's see.
Anybody that just walked in just now.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in right now, we're trying to come up with a scenario where if you give a situation to my mom that's normally good news, she won't be able to turn it into misery. So give it your best shot. And we're also taking drawings of my mom sent over, texted to Johnny's phone. So give it a shot. Why not? She's watching. She'll wonder what's going on. She's probably miserable, of course. Let's see.
There's a number in the chat right there. You can text your drawings to 415-952-3263.
And while you guys are doing that, while you're coming up with scenarios and drawings, Fruitcake Tony wants to know hints on today's show and tell guitar. It's not a celebrity guitar, but it is modeled after a celebrity's very specific guitar. So it is almost a replica of something. And I'm very lucky it's here. I'm going to say that I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky it showed up on the show today. So there's your clues.
You're lucky you could find it.
Yeah, I'm very lucky it came to show up on the show. Let's see. Let's go back to Deja Voodoo says my mom wins the lottery. So let's see.
And I'll be right back.
Okay. Mom, you won the lottery, $20 million. Oh no, that's terrible news. All the taxes on that money. Do you know how much taxes they charge for that? And then, of course, all of a sudden, all your friends come around. These friends that you've never seen and relatives you didn't know. Like, for instance, last time something like that happened, I heard like a whole family moved from Nigeria and said, hey, we're the prince and princess exiled from Nigeria, but we're your cousins. Can we move in? So now all these relatives and friends want to move in the house, asking for handouts. And I don't want these people over. The house is a mess. And what am I going to do? I'm going to have to clean the house. I'm certainly going to have to cook for them, because if all these people come to the door, what, you're not going to feed them? You have to. That costs money. And even though I got the check, who wants to spend all that money right away? You got to save it for a rainy day. But the taxes is the big one on that. And you know what? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Your father would probably buy one of those Thanos jeweled infinity gloves and do that snap thing. That's terrible. Terrible news. Let's see. Thank you, Cobra Kai. Let's see. Thank you, Chris Bevan. Thank you, everybody, for the nice words. Let's see what else we could come up with. How face. Thank you, Fruitcake Tony.
Hey, Sheila. Sheila, good to see you.
Sheila in the house. How are you, Sheila?
Sheila Bridges, longtime fan and supporter of my Dalmatian Howie.
Nice.
Long time. Good to see you, Sheila.
Almost a replica. I'm thinking of ways to use that. Thank you. There's a lot of ways to interpret that one, Sheila. We can make as many jokes as you want. Let's see. Chris Bevan says, I need this guitar, Mom. That's more of a request. You got to give a situation for her. Something that would normally be great news. Let's see. Oh, Mike Neese has a nice one. We finally got rid of the bats in our house. Pest Pros sealed up some areas and put in a one-way door. They can now get out but not back in. They're all done now. Oh, no. Bats on. It's Halloween coming soon. This is the one time we might even want bats. And, what if your father pushes me out that door because he has called me an old bat, and I don't appreciate the way he talks to me that way. But, there was, I wonder how much that exterminator Pest Pros must have cost. Surely it cost a fortune. And what if they left COVID in the house? Bats are where COVID came from, John. And now there's a one-way door in there. What if your father tries to make a break for it? I'll never find another man like him again.
Man, is that true about the bats?
No, we had a rat problem once, to make a joke.
Oh, no. Because actually Ned brought in a bat.
Did he really?
About a month ago, we found a bat in the garage, and Ned has been in quarantine the past 2 weeks.
Oh, geez.
Or no, a month. He's been in quarantine for a month.
You better check on him and make sure he's still alive in there.
Yeah. No.
Johnny hasn't checked on him in a month.
He's fine.
Johnny looks at the door. He'll see Ned without food and water. He'll be like, oh, geez.
We actually got the call today that Ned's fine. And so he can go back to biting and scratching us.
Oh, good. That's something to look forward to. That's something to look forward to. Let's see. Oh, Brian Spaulding says, hey, Mancuda, what about when you introduce a new non-Jewish girlfriend to your mom? Most of my girlfriends have been non-Jewish, so that actually went over pretty well. But, of course, she still dares to dream. My ex-girlfriend was a quarter Jewish. So, that was like a dream come true for her. I can only imagine if I actually brought home an actual Jewish girl, she'd be like singing in the rain. She'd like open up the floodgates of happiness. I wouldn't even recognize my mother. I don't even know what would happen. She'd probably be like, so you're Jewish? My mom's nipples would be bursting out of her shirt. So suddenly she'd want to have sex with my father. She'd be like, hey, I'm wet. You wanted it? Now's the time. Come on. He brought home a nice Jewish girl. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't matter to them what I bring home. They're all girls that I've ever brought home have been pretty much welcomed with open arms.
That's good.
And Joe Hervey's mom sends her love to my parents and Happy Jew Year. Hey, Joe Hervey, you should send your mom over with a brisket to my mom, and they could both sit there and complain about us. It'll be great. You know what's wrong with my son? Oh, certainly not as much as wrong with my son. And it'll just go on for hours. You should broadcast that.
Who has the worst kid?
Yeah, right. Angelo Richetti. Hey, Johnny, thanks for kicking me off the Van Halen 7884 group over a funny meme, no hard feelings. Well, all right, man. No hard feelings.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Now, there's so much crap that goes on in there. I'm continuously just blocking and deleting stuff because I get stuff reported and people send me messages and stuff, and it's nuts.
It's a lot to take care of. But hey, listen, Angelo, you're welcome here. If you want to make a drawing of my mom and submit it to Johnny, get some frustrations out of a nagging Jewish mother, I mean, Angelo's Italian, and Italians and Jews, we guys are thick as thieves, coming in from the East Coast. So you probably know what it's like to have that nagging relative. Send a drawing of my mom in. Why not? Get a little frustration out. We don't censor stuff here. Let's see. Johnny, do we have any other drawings? Any interesting drawings? No, huh? Everyone's afraid of drawing my mom because it's like I don't know what she looks like. Yeah, what she look like? She looks like a typical mouth with a nag coming out of it and a Jewish woman attached to it. So
yeah, all you got to do just draw a picture of his mom, take a picture of it, and text it to that number in the chat.
Yeah. Of what you think my mom looks like. What do you think my mom looks like?
Send us anything, please.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not picky. We're not picky right now. We'll take it all. We'll take. Paul's gonna send a big vagina. It's like, here's your mom. Paul's at home. He's like, I don't feel good, but you know what? I'm taking advantage of this one.
I hope he's sleeping because he said he really wasn't feeling.
Yeah,
well.
no, Paulie's under the weather. We wish him well. I miss him. Let's see.
There you go. Mark Blankenship says Mancuda 2020.
Another 2020 disaster. Yeah, I'm waiting for a hurricane named John's mom. You know, this Mama Mancuda. You know, I'm waiting for a hurricane to come in like that, and you'll just see like the nagging face swirling in there. Just at the eye of the hurricane, she'll cook you up some nice brisket or something. Here, you look thin. Here, eat this. Hold on. Oh wait, I got to start nagging again. Thank you, Blackjack Guitar Nut, saying leave thumbs up. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Because it doesn't cost anything.
All right, we got a picture. We got one.
All right, let's see who's next.
Who sent this one? Bent Tom? Okay, Bent Tom sent this. Oh, this is great. All right. There you go. Bent Tom, thank you.
If you're not familiar with this image, by the way, this is the mother from the Goldbergs, but clearly with a resemblance to me, which my mother does look a lot like me, or I look like her, just with a little more nagging. That's awesome. I want to make a T-shirt of that. That's great. Who sent that in? Ben Tom?
I think Bent Tom, it said. Bent Tom. And thank you, Music Therapy Laz. Thank you so much.
That's great. That's
thank
awesome.
you for the super sticker.
What's the mother's name? Beverly Goldberg. That's beautiful. It's Beverly Mancuda. Let's see. Fruitcake Tony comes up. Hey mom, I'm gonna run for president. Oh no, don't you know how draining politics are in the world right now? And you got to handle the COVID thing, and you got to handle the racial thing. You got to do something about this global warming. You got to do something about these hurricanes. There's a jar of filter fish that hasn't been opened. I'm missing my pail. I'm missing the garbage pail. The mail is still in the box. I don't have the strength to get it. I hope you initiate presidential things that make the garbage right outside your front door and the mailbox right outside your front door. This is the problem, but you're going to get into a lot of conflict with a lot of people. The neighbors will probably be picketing right in front of the house about lives mattering and fires and all sorts of things. Why would you bring that home? Why would you bring that home at all? You're not getting paid enough to be president. Yeah, there's my mom. Nothing good. Mark E. Metal Jr. How are you, man?
Welcome.
Yeah, a lot of new faces today, and we appreciate that. That's great. So thank you for the drawings. Anyone else got a drawing entry in there?
Yeah, send us your drawings. Send us your photoshops of John's mom.
Of what you think my mom is looking like.
There's the number in the chat, 415-952-3263. All you got to do is scribble a drawing on a piece of paper, take a picture, text it to that number.
Yeah, and while we're doing this, let's ask a question here, music related, because this is a show based on music, even though it's comedy. bands who do not have a platinum album, Johnny. Rock bands that don't have a platinum album that you would think do. You got any guesses? I was very surprised at some that made this list.
So like an 80s like hair metal band?
It could be
from back in the day.
It could be a hair metal band, a hard rock band, or a thrash band that you'd be surprised do not have a platinum album. Now, Mike Neese guesses Danger Danger. Now, look, I'm the first person to love Danger Danger. A huge fan. With that said, I'm talking someone just really, really surprising that they don't. Like Alice Cooper has a platinum album, and
oh yeah, sure he does.
Yeah, Tesla has a platinum. They had hits. I'm talking bands like, let's give you an example. Would you have guessed that WASP does not have a platinum album?
Well, yes. Did they have any hits?
They had a lot. They had a lot of songs.
Like
a lot of albums too.
Like, did they have any radio, like #1 or top 10 hits?
Probably not on the radio, unless you're talking like 80s metal radio. But Bruce Poinsett guessed WASP as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shocking that WASP is such a well-known 80s band with, again, longevity. Warrant, absolutely they have it. Dokken, absolutely they have it. But we're talking some other bands. Now, Mike Neese guessed the biggest shock of all, Motorhead. Motorhead, as big an influence as they are in heavy metal, doesn't have a platinum album, doesn't even have a gold album. And you ready for this, Johnny? They don't even have a silver album. How the fuck? How the fuck does Motorhead, a major, huge band that everybody and their mother knows, how the hell in all their years do they not have a platinum, a gold, or even a silver album? It's mind-blowing, but it's true.
Let me see. I'll look into that. I mean, again, that goes back to having a top 10 single.
Not even. It's based on sales. It's based on sales. You have bands that don't get a lot of, look at Metallica. Metallica for years did not have a lot of airplay on mainstream radio, but their albums achieved platinum status because of their big followings. Same with Iron Maiden. You wouldn't hear Iron Maiden casually on it, but they have huge followings. Motorhead, Lemmy, for God's sakes, is a legend in metal. You would think, you think of classic old school originating metal. You're thinking Black Sabbath, you're thinking Motorhead, you're thinking Kiss. Motorhead's a big deal not to have even a silver.
They're big. They're big, but they're not big as far as like the real like mainstream like or casual audience. Motorhead has a much smaller audience than, say, Metallica.
And Fruitcake Tony says Ace of Spades, certified gold, 100,000 in sales. I'm talking albums. We're talking a full album.
Okay, yeah, that's what I would think.
Can't count a single. We're talking a full album. Just to clarify this. But still, you would think that these guys had even a silver for the whole album. Come on, that's crazy.
Again though, it goes back to how many, let's say like Motorhead, like Ace of Spades. That's I hate to say it, that's really the only song I can name from Motorhead.
It's the biggest one. It's the biggest.
I really can't name any others, and so people, if they like that song, they're going to buy the single. You know, I'm sure there's been I'm sure there's Jean Biel. I'm sure there's been hell of 45s sold of that.
I'm sure they have.
Meg, like way
like
more
Tony
than
said, the single got 100,000 sales, certified gold.
yeah. So the single would outsell the album that song was on. You know, that'd be my guess. Man,
that's just shocking considering. So let me go into a couple of others. You mentioned Punk, or someone in the chat mentioned that Robot Master Switch said Lemmy was punk as fuck and didn't bend over for anyone. Yeah, Lenny was definitely master of his own domain, and Lemmy was, you know, not really caring about that. But you would think with that sort of notoriety and that following. So here's another band, punk related, that did not achieve, and here we go, the Misfits, fronted by Glenn Danzig. The Misfits with as many millions of shirts as they sold. They never had a platinum selling album. They had one album box set that reached gold, but never, with all that following, like a generational following for the Misfits and Danzig, never had a platinum album.
Yeah, I guarantee you they've sold more t-shirts than records.
They have. Apparently they have, because you see them everywhere.
You see them everywhere, and I hate to say it, I can't name a Misfits song. I can't name one. I know the shirt.
And Bruce Poinsett brings out Motley Crue Shout at the Devil went double platinum without a single hit. There's an example. But everyone loved the album.
Yes,
great album.
But also, let's say, as far as the Metallicas, the Motley Crues, the bands that got mega huge, you know, those are bands that had #1 records later on. And so once they had a #1 record later on, you know, 3-4 records, you know, down the line, all those earlier records started selling because of that.
But Ride the Lightning, for example, from Metallica, I mean, that went on early. And I mean, understand, I mean, these guys had huge followings. Speaking of the big four of thrash, you have Metallica, you have Megadeth. Did you know another band that never reached that was Anthrax? Anthrax does not have a platinum album. Now, let me put a little asterisk next to that. The EP, I'm the Man, that went platinum, but that's an EP, not a real album, not a full album. So Attack of the Killer Bees went gold. All the others went gold, never platinum. And this is one of the big four. So, you know, Megadeth and Metallica, way up there in platinum. Anthrax did not. And are you ready? Slayer did not as well have a single platinum album. The other of the big four. So half of the big four never had a platinum album. That's mind-blowing to me.
Well, I never heard those bands on the radio, ever.
But think about it. You didn't hear, before the Black Album, you did not hear Metallica on the radio. You didn't hear Megadeth usually on the radio. Sure, Headbangers Ball, you saw them, and, you know, independent radio stations in the 80s. But same thing. You also heard Anthrax and Slayer on those same stations.
Yeah, but the only times you really heard like a lot of that heavier stuff was like the heavy metal, like the late Sunday show on a classic rock station would play some of that stuff, like after midnight, you know, for like an hour. That was the only time you actually heard a lot of that stuff on the radio.
But they had huge followings. Think about Anthrax and Slayer, two of the big four, half the big four. That's mind-blowing to me. The shirts are everywhere, posters, the shirts,
everywhere. The image, the shirts are everywhere, the logo is everywhere, but the #1 single,
no #1 single.
No. Well, no, that's why. That's
But again, like they said in the chat, Motley Crue, you know, they sold albums without having #1 singles. A lot of bands did. A lot of metal bands and thrash bands did.
Well, Motley Crue, they had Smoking in the Boys' Room. You know?
But that's what was that? That was Theater of Pain.
Yeah.
Or was that Theater of Pain?
Yeah.
Or was Theater of Pain, right?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Theater of Pain. But see, once
Yeah.
they had that, they're all over MTV. Those earlier records start selling.
But
You know,
Shout at the Devil was selling very well. I mean, when I remember it selling very well.
yeah, but also that was back in the days, the early '80s, where a lot of kids, they like your friend would buy the tape and they would dub you a copy, or they'd make you
Sure.
like a mixtape. So a lot of that stuff was more underground, as far as they didn't sell as many actual cassettes because the stuff was being bootlegged all the time.
True, but there was still a lot of cassettes. I mean, I knew a lot of people that had Shout at the Devil. I mean, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a lot of people that had that in their cassette case and stuff like that. But I mean, Jesus Rapes Me says Slayer and Anthrax don't even have one song on the radio. But think about the first couple of Metallica albums. They didn't have any airplay at all. No one was playing them. Same thrash genre. No one was playing them.
No one was playing them, but Metallica was huge, as far as, again, the logo, those T-shirts. I remember
Sure.
my friend having the T-shirts, and again, they had a very small fan base in the beginning. In the very beginning, Metallica, and they're from here. I mean, they're from, I know where the next time I'm up in the East Bay, actually, I'll be up there.
You'll go to James's house and with some popcorn.
I'll be up there Thursday. If I can make it over there, I'll swing by the Metallica mansion, which was the house that Metallica lived in during those early years, and I'll do a video from there.
Oh, that'll be cool.
It's just right off the freeway. It's in this town called El Cerrito, just down the street where I lived for years.
That's mind blowing. I mean, I'm just, again, I remember the early days of Metallica where you had to really, really, try to find their music. You weren't hearing it on the radio. Your friends were playing it. We bought the cassettes. It was great stuff. But like, Slayer and Anthrax, when they came around, people were like, oh, this is, thrash. This is good thrash. It was like, okay, and keep in mind, Metallica, when they first came out, nobody knew who they were. They were real early into that scene, and they were basically, pardon the pun, taken under the wing of Raven. If you guys remember Raven, we were talking about Raven last week. Early metal band, Raven and Venom and Manowar.
And Metallica, that's one of those bands where they had a demo that circulated. They had like a cassette that was underground before they started selling actual records. Everybody had a copy of this tape.
Right. And then and this is when Dave Mustaine was in the band, and, they were, planning the album that would have been titled Metal Up Your Ass and wound up being Kill 'Em All. What's really funny is Metal Up Your Ass, that, the record company didn't want to do an album called Metal Up Your Ass. They're like, oh, no, Metallica, that's too racy, because they wanted to, basically the thought of having a knife going up your butt. But is it really that much better with a bloody hammer, kill 'em all? I mean, was that very much the, oh, well, this will be safe for kids. Kill 'em all with a bloody hammer. Yeah, this will be all right.
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing my friends getting sent home from school for wearing some of those shirts. And also, we just got somebody sent in a drawing of your mom.
Oh, nice.
I'll read what this says in case you can't read it. It says, I'm Pickle Miss Mancuda. That's what it says.
Let's see. Oh, she's it's Pickle Rick.
Oh, from Rick and Morty?
Yeah, but where does it look like my mom anywhere? It's just Pickle Rick. So, just because you call it Mrs. Mancuda doesn't mean it makes her Mrs. Mancuda. It is Pickle Rick. It looks more like my mom's dildo.
Oh,
Jesus, that's what she says when she uses it. Oh, who sent that in?
I don't know.
Well, thank you who sent that in.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when you send them in, send an extra text saying who you are.
Let's see what else we got.
Oh, it's Bent Tom again.
Again?
So that's two.
Again?
Two for Bent Tom. Thank you, man.
Thrash metal. Slayer reached gold. Slayer reached gold and Anthrax on multiple albums. No single album has reached platinum. How crazy is that? Half of the big four. Let's see. Sandra Picorni loves Slayer. We all do. The big four are the big four for a reason. I mean, they're really good bands, and if you've ever seen them play, all of them bring it. All of them bring it. You know, and again, we've talked about on the show before. You know, Testament should probably be the honorary member there. You know, and make it the big five. Really. Mr. Hellstorm brings up Overkill. Yeah, Overkill. I like them. But I know I knew they would not be reaching platinum status. But when you're talking thrash as a genre, the big four, Anthrax and Slayer, big, well-known names in metal. These are not, you know, you could say, you know, Overkill is a bit more obscure. To be fair, they're good, but they're obscure. Yeah. Nuclear Assault, same thing, a bit more obscure. You know, they're that B and C level. You know, they're just not there with the big four. But to be in the big four and not achieving platinum status when you could go to pretty much any concert of any genre and pick out Anthrax and Slayer t-shirts floating around. Merch, they're doing great. You know, and overall album sales. They're doing great. They have a lot of product. A lot of them went gold. I think each of them has like 4 gold albums to each of those bands. One maybe even have 5. Really good stuff. And again, Anthrax has the EP, the I'm the Man EP. That went platinum as an EP. Full albums, though, shocked me. So let's see. Going back to the chat. Murph Murphy says Thin Lizzy never had platinum. Is that true? I didn't see them on the list I was reading today. But
John Biel. Is that true? Well, I mean, again, they had the single. You know, major single. And Bent Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much. When will you officially be making Sandra Porcorny, a moderator? She is the hardest working person in our community, a great moderator, and a super respected and trustworthy.
I agree completely that Sandra is her and Cobra Kai Platoon are probably the 2 hardest working people in our little family community of fans and audience. Absolutely. And yeah, she is great and respected and trustworthy. Both. We love you, Sandra. Just saying. So I don't know, Johnny. That's up to you. Something to consider. Johnny will go in his chambers and review the records, review the facts.
It's a lot of reading to do.
It's almost like appointing a Supreme Court justice. Johnny has to really review Sandra's career and all that, and you know. But Tom nominated her, so now Johnny's got to consider this. You know, this is I know I would vote for her, certainly.
Yes,
she's awesome. Let's see. Murph Murphy. Now apparently he's in Belfast. When Shout came out, this is Shout at the Devil. We had to order it on import. And there was a lot of buzz on that record. And again, this is also talking about, I should be very specific about this. This is American ratings. So this is for America, platinum, gold, and silver sales in America.
Okay. All right. Well, that explains it. That explains it, because a lot of those more obscure, you know, somewhat bands, they were way bigger overseas.
A lot of bands to this day are overseas, but even there, bands like Danger and the lower tier metal bands are huge over in Japan, for instance, or the Netherlands, also very big metal scene right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that also is definitely expected. But that's interesting. And hello from Belfast. Ben Tom says Insane Clown Posse isn't played on the radio. Yeah, there's a lot of bands that we could probably cull out that don't get airplay, but just word of mouth alone is where they get their following. Just like Metallica did, and just like all the early thrash bands did. No one in the early days who in the world was playing Venom and Raven and Manowar? Nobody. And yet, just like Paul and I were talking about last week, we saw them on denim jackets everywhere in school. We saw them written on desks and, carved into notebooks. And, you saw those things. And Metallica, like Johnny said, that logo was everywhere being copied and written in lockers and stuff like that. And you saw T-shirts everywhere. That's a cool logo. It's just badass.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere.
Let's see. Looking through the chat here. Halface brings up Metallica were underground until 1, not in the metal scene, but to the general public. 100% right. Because the fact is, when they got to the Black Album, when they did the Black Album, Justice for All. When they did Justice for All, 1 was their first commercial hit. And that was with Jason Newsted. That was right after the 598 LP, which, was their first outing with Newsted, but that was all covers.
I had that one.
Yeah. I mean, I got them all. And I'm sure Paul has like 20 versions of each one from different countries for bonus tracks. But there you go. I mean, you would see these logos on denim jackets and leather jackets.
You'd be sitting behind the kid wearing that in class, and he would smell like cigarettes.
Well, usually you couldn't be sitting behind that kid because he was in the last row of the classroom.
Yeah. Actually,
he would be noticed by the teacher.
He was actually in the principal's office all the time.
And this is an even later one because they see like this has to be like in the in at least the late 80s because they see like the White Snake logo and Kix. Kix wouldn't have had a patch that early. Not until blow my fuse.
Yeah, this would have been when I was in school, because I was like late 80s, 88, 89.
Saxon. Yeah, well, Paul and I went to school, Little House on the Prairie style, where we'd walk to school if we missed the horse-drawn wagon. So yeah, there's OZZY, but look at Iron Maiden. Again. Here's another band like and Priest too that got a lot of word of mouth play. You did not hear Iron Maiden on the radio. You didn't hear that, and not until later on. Once the late 80s came in. But yeah, Halface, Metallica were totally underground until 1 off of Injustice for All, and then of course they went totally commercial with the Black Album later on.
Yeah, but even like when I was in school, when the Black Album, when that was huge, you still saw, like, look how Metallica is right in the middle. Like the biggest patch is the Metallica patch on this one.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, and it would usually be, if you're talking, jackets in the 80s, which that's a great example. If you saw either denim or leather jackets or vests in the 80s with those kind of patches, your biggest patches were usually Metallica or Maiden, possibly Judas Priest. Those were your biggest ones, or OZZY, maybe OZZY as well. But take those 4, and those were like, your biggest merch bands, I guess you could say, that you saw everywhere. There's one of King Diamond. You didn't usually see that as much.
Yeah, I remember you would order. Well, I still am, huge into Van Halen, of course.
Sure.
you would order those patches out of the magazines.
Van Halen also. You saw a lot of the VH patches as well.
I had all those. I had all those, but I never put them on a jacket because I wanted to collect them. I wanted to keep them.
You sew them on your forehead? What'd you do?
Keep them brand new, I had the coolest Van Halen patch. It was a little patch of Eddie's Frankenstein guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
I wish I still had that.
You got to think about this. Metallica, of course, had the logo, but the biggest thing of all was Eddie from Iron Maiden. The Eddie character, the mascot of Iron Maiden, was a real big deal to have painted on a jacket or have on a patch or have on a poster or, some, black light poster or a wall hanging or whatever. I mean, who the hell didn't want that? Some of those logos, even as big as Kiss were with their logo, you didn't see a lot of them on the backs of jackets. You saw the patch, but again, they were never the main patch. The main patch was usually something like Iron Maiden's Eddie, because look how badass that is.
I just saw a Kiss one. Yeah.
Or Peace of Mind, or later on Power Slave, or Number of the Beast was a big image that was spread around merch wise. Let's see. Jim Nicholas wants to know, did I ever see Metallica with Cliff Burton in '86? Yes, I did. I saw him with Ozzy Osbourne on the Ultimate Sin tour over, I believe it was Madison Square Garden at the time.
Oh, cool.
And it was an incredible show. And that was my first concert. And it was really, really badass. I mean, you had Jakey Lee playing for Ozzy. And, this was promoting Metallica's Master of Puppets album, which to this day is probably my favorite Metallica album. I love a lot of their stuff. Master of Puppets, when it came out, was huge. It was probably the best written album, showing writing and instrumentation and layout and production. It was a damn good album. And they were opening for Ozzy. And, I was lucky enough to see with Cliff Burton before he passed away. And, it's like, hey, did you see the Beatles with their original lineup? Yeah. What lineup did you see him with? But that's basically how it feels. Nothing against Jason Newsted. I saw them with Jason too. And I've seen them later on with Rob, who's doing an amazing job in the band. But, fact is, to see it originally with that lineup was a real treat. He was great. Cliff was terrific. Let's see. Looking down the chat again. Senator Corney loves Raven. They were good. We talked about them last week. Check out last week's video for what we were talking about, Raven and Venom and those guys. Ben Tom, Metal Up My Ass. Yeah, that was the original title for that they were planning for the first Metallica album, and it turned out to be Kill 'Em All. Tube Supio says, Ride the Lightning blew my mind. Me too, man. We all grew as Metallica grew. Every album got better and better and better for those first three albums, in my opinion. 598 LP, okay, it was cool. It was, I don't look at it as a big deal because it was all covers, even though they were good, it was still not, And Justice for All. When that came out, you're like, okay, please let it be good. Please let it be good. Because, Jason Newsted coming on, filling some very big and well-loved shoes. And they did it. They did a great job with that album, And then depending how you look at it, I love the Black Album. Some people consider that a sellout. Hey, sell out all day long if that's your product. It's good. It's a great album. You can't argue with success. That's their best-selling album.
Oh, I mean, what band doesn't want to have their own version of the Black Album?
You know who doesn't? The ones that haven't made it. The ones that didn't make it. And they'll always defend themselves with, I'll never sell my integrity. I won't sell out. No, sir. And, I remember a cover of a business magazine showing Vince Neil lighting a cigar with $100 bill and just kind of looking at you like, like, yeah, we sold out. We sold out. You bet we sold out because I'm driving my new Lambo. And, the idea isn't you get into music just for the artistry. I'm glad you want to hold on to your artistry and terrific. But let's face facts, okay? If you're a band, you're not trying to not succeed. You're not trying to hey, we only want to do shows in garages and gas stations and bars. Come on.
Well, some punk bands,
They're all stoned. They're all stoned.
I can see a some major punk band that doesn't want any sort of success.
We live in our car. Yeah. It's like, take the safety pin out of your brain. Sell out. Don't be stupid. That's the reality. The reality, by the way, brought to you by Bang Energy Drink, I should mention. And of course, Swiss Picks, our other beloved sponsor. If you have not tried a Swiss Pick, get your fingers wrapped around one. No matter what you have to do. If you have to tackle someone at the guitar store, get one of these. And bang. Okay. Just saying.
Yes.
But yeah, you want to sell out. I don't care of your artistic integrity bullshit. You may want to keep some control of your material. I can see that. But at the end of the day, you get into music. Most people get into music to meet girls or to make money on the dream.
If you're really serious about being about your art, about music, whatever it is, you always want the next step.
Because you want people to hear your art.
Yeah. Again, unless you're punk.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Ben Tom, by the way, says his son Cayenne drew that. Cayenne? Ben Tom's son drew that.
Oh, drew the pickle?
That pickle.
The pickle one? Awesome. Here, I'll show that again.
Very cool.
Mrs.
That's supposed to be my mother.
I'm Pickle, Miss Mancuda.
So, what's funny? I think the only way you could not tell that it's my mom is she doesn't have a look of disappointment on her face, thinking about her son's career. See, that's her yelling at my dad, maybe.
Oh, where's the sound?
Hey. How come you haven't taken the garbage out? Shut up. How come you haven't taken the garbage out? Quiet. That's the only way you can tell it's not my mom. Is
awesome. Great job.
Well done, man. Anyone else wants to submit images of my mom, please send them to the number on your screen. Let's see. I'm looking in the chat right now. Thank you, Sandra Picorni. Sandra says, hit the thumbs up because why not? You don't have to pay for it. Yeah, hit the thumbs up on the video, please. Hit the like button. Let's see. KXM Rock brings up Reb Beach. Reb Beach is in music news today, so we'll be talking about him. Just saying.
Awesome.
A little preview for later. I'm just catching up in the chat. Don't mind me. Let's see. Bruce Poinsett brings up Slayer is a shockingly quiet band compared to David Lee Roth or Motorhead live. I don't know if they're a quiet band. I mean, they're playing loud. Kerry King is just rocking along when you see them live. They're another really, really good band. If you've not seen Slayer live, you definitely missed out, and they're not doing it again, unfortunately. But I don't know what Kerry is doing as a different project. But if you saw Slayer, you can watch videos of it on YouTube. Not right now, of course, but you can watch videos of Slayer live. They were a really good live band, and Anthrax also very, very good live. I had never seen them before the Big Four tour. And I talked to Joey Belladonna backstage. I said, man, I've never seen you guys live. And he's like, well, how did we do? And I'm like, you were fucking terrific. As a live band, not everyone can bring it. Not everyone sounds like their recordings. And when you're a hard-driven thrash band like that, it could be hit or miss. They could sound like ass or they could sound really, really good. And I'm proud to say that both Anthrax and Slayer sounded really good when I saw them. So
I'm sure they did.
They really did. Let's see. Mr. Hellstrom 74 brings up Anthrax in the 90s was my favorite band, but they were destroyed by record label issues in that period. Yeah, I mean, once I say this every show, once grunge came in, we all took a hardcore fist fucking from that baby's penis on the cover of the Nirvana album. Let's see. I mean, for God's sakes, who wants to put a baby's penis on an album? Damn you, Kurt Cobain.
That's one of those classic covers.
Yeah, it's still not getting a poster in my room, so just saying. I've at my mom's house, I have a poster of Passion and Warfare, and Steve Vai sitting there with the guitar and all the rainbows and stuff. Yeah, you will not see Nirvana's Nevermind hanging at my parents' house.
It's a different generation.
That's a different genital oration.
Technically, it's my generation. Technically, when that came out, all my people that were my age, that was the shift. That's what they got into.
It's not even just your generation. You like Van Halen. That's your influence.
Well, that was my problem. Is all I liked was Van Halen.
But you were smarter than the others.
I didn't care really about anything else. I just liked Van Halen.
That's why you were the cool kid before you realized it.
And that's why a lot of people know me as a Van Halen dude on the internet, because I know so much, because that's all I studied.
Yeah, all the boring girls were going to talk about Nirvana and stuff like that. But you were getting all the hot ones. All the hot ones were like Van Halen. I'm hot for teacher too. I could dress like Miss Gym class, or Miss Phys Ed. God, I love Miss Phys Ed. It's my favorite. My favorite of that video. Thrash metal and fun riffs sums it up perfectly. The best music is the ones that don't get airplay. Absolutely, man. Jason Lee brings up King Cobra. Yeah, they were too small. They were too small to be a contender for that. Let's jump to another one.
They had a song in a movie, right? They had a song in Iron Eagle.
Which one was that?
Which movie?
No, I know Iron Eagle.
Or which song?
And if you forget it, it's on Cobra Kai, like every other episode.
It might have been the second. It might have been the second film.
Iron Eagle 2,
maybe. I was actually
It did have a soundtrack song. I forget which one it was, but
it was one of them. It was one of them. Yeah.
It wasn't like a big enough hit to go platinum, though.
No, I don't think so.
And Susie Cherry brings up what we were talking earlier. Same thing with Iron Maiden. Little to no airplay in the 80s, but we knew they were badass and fucking terrific.
Mm-hmm. And like I was saying earlier, though, that the group, the groups of kids that were into the heavier stuff, it was a smaller group of fans. Every town, every school, and every town in the country had that little pocket of fans.
Sure.
And it wasn't until now with the internet, we can all celebrate this stuff together, because the world is so small now.
Yeah, and we're desperate for good music. So now we're going back and playing our Iron Maiden and Metallica CDs. Oh, thank God I saved these. Thank God these are here. Yeah, I guess this. Let's see. Thrash Metal says, I got arrested once when I was 12 wearing a Levi's jacket with Metallica and Dio patches and a 22 cartridge in the red pocket tag. Yeah, that'll do it. When you have a bullet on you, they're like, something's wrong, kid. Come with us, It's not just smoking in the boys' room. Murphy had accepted Anvil sewn onto his school bag. Yeah, again, Anvil we were joking about last week. And you probably gave them the most exposure Anvil ever had on your school bag. So just so when you walked around with Anvil, they got a phone call. Wait, our logo is where? In high school? Yeah, yes. We've made it, guys. We've made it. We've arrived. Yeah. So
Yeah, but still, I can't name one Anvil tune.
Neither can the members of Anvil. They have to look at their set list. They're like, is that one ours? Is that ours?
How does that one go?
Yeah. Can you play a little of it? So I boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Oh, got it. Right. Got it. Thank you. Look at Sandra Picorni already taking the role. Yo, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and share the shit out of this video. Yes, Sandra. Picorni.
Yes.
That's our girl, man. Yeah, hit the like button.
And hey, welcome, Amanda. Amanda's here. Amanda Coombs.
Amanda Coombs. All right. That's our girl, Amanda. Bruce Poinsett brings up Iron Maiden's Killers, #1. Yeah, dude. Iron Maiden's Killers was a great album early on. Talk about first impressions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had, saw all of a sudden Eddie's out of the gate. What's this? Badass. Yeah, usually you'd see Killers, Peace of Mind, Number of the Beast. Those were like the big ones I always saw on jackets. And not to say, Power Slave is my personal favorite Maiden album, which is a hard decision in general because they're all amazing. But those were the ones I think had that early impression design. A lot of merch made for stuff like Number of the Beast. And, Eddie looked so badass with, puppeteering the devil there and, Peace of Mind, obviously. But that was like when they were really, really, coming out at all, which is pretty badass. Let's see. Cobra Kai Platoon says Eddie is more famous than Iron Maiden. Technically, yeah. Yeah, because you know what? If you show someone an image of Eddie, they will know it's Iron Maiden. If you show an image of the band, some people will know it. Not like showing Eddie, not showing the band's mascot.
Right. Again, because all those T-shirts, everybody. I mean, that's kind of like now, sort of, when you go to Target and you see, or you see a kid, or people complain because they see a picture of, let's say, Cardi B, wearing an AC/DC T-shirt, thinking, oh, she doesn't actually listen to them.
She's never heard an AC/DC song. She could stick a fork in a socket and not know AC/DC.
So that's the same kind of thing where a lot of those logos and images are more popular than the actual band or the music.
Well, I think the Kardashians started that with wearing Slayer shirts, and they're not happy about it. None of us are really happy about it because the Kardashians are not rocking out to Slayer. They don't know one song. You can say, name a Slayer song, name a Slayer album, name a band member, anything Slayer besides what's on your shirt. Well, this one is it says Slayer on it, and it's got a bird. Is there a bird song? It's like, no, you twit. No.
I just saw. Isn't there? Was it the Kardashians? A long-running reality show is ending.
Thank God.
Was it them?
My cock got rock hard at the thought of their show finally going off the air. Yes, it's them, and one of them's crying. The big Wookiee looking one, Chloe, the O.J. Simpson's possible daughter. Yeah, she's all miserable, and she's like, oh, the show's ending. Yeah, I know. You should be thankful you got 20 seasons for doing nothing. You should be so thankful. It's like you're gazillionaires, all of you. And yeah, I couldn't be happier about that show going off the air. Yeah. I don't care what they put in place of it. They could put like, plunger wars where plumbers unclog shit-filled cesspools. I will watch that like this with just dead attention more than I want to see Kris Kardashian go or Kris Jenner going, well, my daughter worked very hard on designing this lipstick. Shove a drumstick up your ass. Fuck you. I don't care. Yeah, I'd rather watch Plumber Wars. Thank God that thing's going off the air.
Wow. I've actually never seen one single episode of that. I don't watch TV though, so.
But this is one time. Usually I tease you a lot about, hey, Johnny, did you see Cobra Kai? No, I didn't watch that. Did you see The Boys? No. How about Ozark? No, I didn't see that one. How about this movie? What's that? Star Wars. Darth Vader? Nope. Usually I make fun of you because you've met somehow pop culturally, you, Johnny Beane, have missed a lot of stuff on TV and movies. I don't know how, I don't know why, but this is one thing I'm going to applaud your lucky stars that you missed this vapid, shallow twat fest of just the most annoying women on the planet. Kim Kardashian is famous for getting fucked in the ass. That's what she's famous for. That's what all this started from. She's just got a big ass, and she got fucked in the ass on a sex tape, and that's it. That's what she's famous for. It all stemmed from this crap.
Mm-hmm.
You lucked out, my friend. You lucked out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the truth is, I stopped watching television because I couldn't stand the commercials. I thought commercials were just so dumb.
Well, they are when they're for the Kardashians. Coming up next on the Kardashians.
And then when reality TV kind of started in was it the late 90s, early 2000s? Yeah.
Basically when they ran out of grunge music to play because grunge fell and they're like, where do we go now? Okay.
Oh, MTV.
Pop. Yeah.
Right.
Rap is popular. Suddenly they're not enjoying grunge. We were never enjoying grunge. It just happened for a few years. And then they got into rap music, and then they were like, what can we do? MTV's Real World and MTV's Jersey Shore.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, then they had just these terrible reality shows.
Yeah.
Flavor Flav of Love and Flavor of Love and I Love New York, and I didn't really. I like Flavor Flav. I like. He's a very nice guy. I like him, and he's funny to watch. But like, eventually, you get tired of watching him like chasing these girls that he's nicknamed like through 5 seasons. It's like Flavor of Love. Flav didn't work out with the last 4 seasons. Hopefully, this one. It's like seeing The Bachelor coming back every season, trying another 30 girls to call from. Maybe this will work out. And then, then he hooked up with Bridget Nielsen for another show. Flav loves Bridget or whatever. And then My Fair Brady, where Peter Brady and his wife were having a thing. And Scott Baio is turning 60 or 70 or whatever he is. It's like, it's just all these really crappy reality shows started taking over MTV. And then it was just like, they ever play any music like ever? That was it.
Yeah. I couldn't stand any of that stuff, but these days though, you don't need TV to do that. Now it's all moved over to Instagram. All these people, they all have their Instagram stories of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Or TikTok. TikTok. Follow me on TikTok.
TikTok's the new thing. Johnny, you have a TikTok channel?
Yeah.
I have a TikTok. TikTok. It's my tiny penis in a lot of videos. TikTok. James Gum wants to know, do I have any early Metallica, speaking of early Metallica, do I have any Norlin era V's or Explorers? I don't. And here's the thing with Gibson Norlin era, which for those that don't know is 1968 through, I believe, 86 or 87, I think, is when they switched back to being owned by Gibson themselves. I don't like the Explorer body shape. I don't get along with it. I'm a sit-down player. If I was a stand-up player, it would be fine. But because of the way I rest my arm, the Explorers just get in the way for me, so they're not comfortable. Now, the round horn V's, those I like, but I don't have any. Not from Gibson. I have Jackson. I have a lot of Rhodes because I love that offset V shape that Randy played, and I have a King V, like a Robin Crosby King V in neon pink. So those I'm comfortable with, but I do not have any. I'm not a big Gibson person. I I have a handful of Les Pauls, and that's really it. You know, comparative to all the other brands I get into, I'm not big on Gibson.
Yeah, same here. I've never been. I've
They're
never
heavy.
been a big
They're
Gibson player.
heavy. They're, you know, there are a couple I bond with. I mean, I have 4 of them. 2 of them I'm madly in love with. Play all the time. One of them I really like, and another one like doesn't get a lot of love from me. It's just too fucking heavy. It's cool looking, but it's too heavy. Let's see. Just looking through the chat. Sorry, I'm catching up a little late here. Yeah, Joe Hervey says he likes Metallica's Black Album, some killer songs on it. There are some great songs on it. You cannot not love that pounding, driving melody of Enter Sandman. You just can't. It's a great fucking song.
Well, if you hear it a million times at Guitar Center,
which you do,
it can get kind of.
If you work at Guitar Center, you hate it. But you also hate Paradise City. You know, you know, Paradise City. And
what's the big one? Stairway to Heaven.
But no one played that as much after Wayne's World. Once Wayne's World came out and called that joke out, hey, no Stairway to Heaven. You know, now everyone's like, well, I don't want to be that guy. So let me learn Paradise City. Okay.
Actually, you hear more like I'd say the past 20 years, you'd hear more of the new punk stuff like Green Day. You'd hear more Green Day stuff. And Billy Joe, he used to come into the store I used to work at.
Who was it? Billy Joel?
Billy Joe from Green Day.
Billy Joe.
We used to sell him. I sold Trey Cool a guitar one time. I sold Mike Dirnt a Kramer bass that he played on the MTV Woodstock 2. That's a Kramer bass. You got that from the shop I was working at. But it's funny because, you know, you go to Guitar Center and all these kids are playing When I Come Around Green Day riffs. When Billy would come into our shop, he'd be playing the Rolling Stones. You know, he'd be playing like actual classic rock stuff.
He doesn't want to play his own crap,
you know, because he can actually play. He can actually play. Actually, a friend of mine actually taught him and Mike how to play guitar.
You wouldn't expect him to come in and go, all right, so who wants to hear something from Dookie? You know, it's like, no, he's not got to play his own shit. He's got to play what he likes.
I never heard him play his own stuff, but I remember customers coming in, and this was a very, very small shop, like about the size of like this room behind me here.
Wow.
And I remember a customer seeing him, you know, that was in the shop, and he's like, hey, I heard one of your songs on the radio on the way over here. And Billy's like, that's always good.
Yeah. What are you gonna say to that? What are you gonna say to that? You know, it's like, okay, thank you very much, or something like that. But they're like shocking him. It's like, hey, I know you're like a hit artist, but you won't believe this. I heard your song on the radio. It's like, and by the way,
I hope so.
Yeah, it's like, if not, I'm not buying this guitar, you know. Bruce Poinsett brings up, he's like, I'm guessing a black and pink gunslinger for John's guitar of the week. No, I did point out, though, clues for the guitar of the week coming up in 25 minutes. I did point out, though, that it is modeled after a famous player's guitar, and that I'm very happy that it showed up today. And that it is there was another clue I gave. I think that was it, right?
It's not a celebrity guitar.
It's not a celebrity guitar, but it's modeled after one. And I'm very lucky it showed up today. So
it's modeled after like a signature guitar?
After someone's well-known guitar, yes.
So just like
you look at this guitar and say, oh, well, someone's a blank fan.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So if I said, for instance, if I brought out George Lynch's Purple Tiger, which I've had on the show before, you'd see that and go, oh, but that's the actual Purple Tiger. So, you know, but you'd say, oh, George Lynch played that. You'd recognize it. You'd look at this guitar and say, oh, is that his or is that one modeled after his? So it's a replica of someone. And again, part of the clue is I'm very glad it showed up today. So let's see.
Oh, so you just got it.
I'm not saying, but that is the clue. You will understand the clue when you see the guitar very soon. Let's see. Deja Voodoo says, pick your favorite Swiss pick. I can't. I have to remain neutral. Here's the thing. My favorite ones are these neon green ones because I like the round tips. And I like the color. Now, I also like the color of the pink ones, obviously. But they're a sharper point. I prefer a little bit of a rounder point, so you can just see the difference between the two. There you go.
There's the only two that I have left.
I like the glow ones too.
Yeah. The glow one's cool.
These are badass. These remind me of something you got in a cereal box as a kid because they glow in the dark. So I'll shut off the light and like on my couch, you'll see like 3 picks glowing in the dark. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they're fun.
I
They're
can
fun.
See it. I can see it.
That's what she said about my penis. Oh, John. Oh, John.
It's glowing.
Yeah, if you turn out your lights, the whole show goes off. But
yeah.
Let's see. Just catching up on the chat. While I do, I will give you another band that did not achieve platinum album status. Shockingly, I think this is the last one on my list. It is. Ready for this? Dream Theater. No, well, screw that. Dream Theater. Production. We'll put Sandra in charge of that too. Yeah, that's your fault. Dream Theater has not reached platinum status. They have a lot of albums. Now, make no mistake, Images and Words was their big album, and that reached gold.
I couldn't tell you how that goes.
They never had an album reach platinum status. For those Dream Theater fans, and there's some, they have some good stuff. I love Dream Theater. I'm so behind on the chat. I'm just gonna catch up right now. This is what I'm gonna do. Plug something, Johnny.
Colonel's Popcorn.
Oh,
you guys mentioned Jay and I. Sorry, John. Mentioned Jay Hannon.
Yeah, I guess good. I don't even have popcorn.
Mention Jay Hannon or I when ordering, and you'll get a discount on Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn. Where it is?
Yeah, and if you mention myself or Paul, they'll charge you double. So make sure you mention Johnny or Jay.
Mention Jay Hannon or Johnny Beane when ordering. Mention Paul or Mancuda.
Then you get poop corn.
Oh yeah,
you get poop corn if you order and mention my name.
Yeah, but no, Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more. It's amazing stuff. I did a unboxing last night. Check out the video.
That looked good.
We're up there. Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. And Jay and I, we're gonna actually, I'm getting more. They're sending some more out. I'll have by Friday. And then, so Friday's show, Friday night show, will be all popcorn.
Paulie and I like popcorn.
We'll get you some.
For God's sakes, we have a band named Popcorn. It's the name of our band. Mention Popcorn, the band, and JoJo's probably going to intercept our cans of popcorn, and Blue Rhino certainly will hog them.
Yeah. Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing. But yes, getting back to Dream Theater though. Yeah, I couldn't name a song. Sorry.
Pull Me Under? Really?
I don't.
Pull Me Under was a very big song.
I don't know.
I mean, how many of you guys in the chat like Dream Theater? And if so, which was your favorite song by them? For me, it's Pull Me Under. But I thought like a lot of their album stuff was just great. Susie Cherry brings up an interesting point. We're talking about Iron Maiden. Made in Japan. Love that cover of Eddie with the samurai sword. The thing about the Eddie graphic, and this is one of the things I love, they did so many images, not just for the albums, but for the imports, for the singles. You can see, you know, an image of Eddie in the World War II plane for Aces High. Think about that. They did all sorts of, you know, of images for Eddie with just the singles too. You know, so there's a lot. And yeah, Somewhere in Time is another great album with a tremendous graphic.
That was the first one that I knew because at the time I had learned that tremolo picking intro to Wasted Years. And that's off Somewhere in Time. That's the only one I know.
It's a great song.
That's the only one I know, but I knew that part, you know. I remember learning that. You know, it's a cool riff. I mean, it's a cool.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Murph Murphy brings up in the UK, because that's where he is. We had Maiden, Priest, Saxon on mainstream TV. Yeah, British Invasion. Totally. The 80s British Invasion. Absolutely.
That's what it sounded like for a second.
And he says it was when the hair metal thing blew up that suddenly those bands had to change. My friends started teasing their hair overnight. Yeah. You know, again, I mean, some people had long hair, didn't tease it. Some of us were like, I was all about hairspray. I had tons of shit. I had so much product. My mother's like looking through, like, where's the blow dryer? Which one, Ma? Oh, come on, get all this crap out of here. Stay stiff. That's my cock. Oh, wait, no, that's gel for my hair. That's gel for my hair. Stiff stuff. That's for my cock. That's my, give me that one, Ma. Oh, John. I mean, I used to mascara my pubic hair for that on the go disco look. I'd layer it, and you know, yeah, the 80s was a whole different period. Let's see. Brian Spalding, even the Kardashians are happy the Kardashians are going off the air. Yeah, believe me.
Wait, did he just write that?
No, I'm catching up on.
Oh, you went backwards. Okay.
Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat. I'm trying right now to catch up.
That reminds me. That actually reminds me, you guys. Anybody that's watching, hover over the live button on the video if you're watching this on desktop, and make sure it says live. Make sure there's the red live circle, because a lot of that, this is something I probably should have mentioned years ago. A lot of these 2-hour, 3-hour shows, you know, you can be watching it thinking it's live, but we're actually further ahead than what you're actually seeing.
I remember episodes where someone, I forget who it was, but someone came on and they're like making comments of like something we did like a half hour ago.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. That's it. Depending on your internet speed, actually depending on YouTube. I've actually noticed this, and I've got the fastest internet there is. I've noticed this on other shows that I watch where it's not actually live. It's maybe like a second. It's maybe like 5 seconds, or no, more than that. It's like 20 seconds behind. You know,
my chat is a few seconds behind of my live feed.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few seconds.
Yeah.
And Fruitcake Tony brings up a really great point. Did you ever notice the albums in the 70s and 80s that had animation or paintings as the cover sold way more than if they had the group's picture? Kiss, Rock and Roll Over, Destroyer, Van Halen's 1984, or Fair Warning, right. All the Iron Maiden albums. Absolutely, man, because here's the fact. Love Iron Maiden. I think we all love Iron Maiden. Most of it. If not, leave this chat. No, I'm just kidding. No, but most of us love Iron Maiden, okay? When you saw an Iron Maiden cover and you saw, you know, let's take Peace of Mind. Okay, he's in the rubber room. He's cool looking. You know, Eddie looks great. Would you rather see that, or would you rather see a photo of the band like posing like this? Who cares about the band? Sure, you like their music, but you don't need to see the band. You don't need to physically see them. Okay, wow. Something like on the back cover, maybe, you know, you want to see Bon Jovi, they're pretty, or Winger or something. But, you know,
that's why the group photo was always on the back. It was always on
Yeah.
the back of the record, the back of the CD. But see, that has to do with marketing. That has to do with why the Frosted Flakes and the Sugar Pops and all those sugar cereals. That's why those are all cartoons, and they're on the bottom row of the.
They're great.
You know,
That's how Tony Frost is flakes.
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's marketing. It's marketing to kids.
But think about this. I don't have a lot of vinyl. I have a billion CDs. I have cassettes that I've over the years replaced as backups and whatever, and some out of print stuff. I don't have much vinyl. What I do have on vinyl, Kiss, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. And why do I have that on vinyl too? The album art. I want the album art. I like looking as big an image of Painted Eddie and Megadeth too. You know, Vic Rattlehead. I like those artwork covers too. I have those also on vinyl because I just like the images as well as the music. You know, so they got me. I bought it 3 times technically. If you look at my Megadeths, I have it on, you know, cassette when I first bought it musically. I have it on vinyl because I wanted the artwork as well, and I have it on CD because that's how I pretty much listened to it, you know, before I load it into digital, you know, put it on a device.
Yeah. Cobra Kai
is awesome.
Cobra Kai Platoon is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that you sent your name, but I don't see what you actually sent. It's like you texted me just your name.
Joe Hervey wants to know. Oh, go ahead.
There it is. There it is. What is this?
Is this another picture of my mom?
Yes. Wow, this is awesome.
This should be great.
Cobra Kai Platoon, man.
Let's see what we got.
Oh my gosh.
That's Mama Mancuda. There she is.
Mom Mancuda right there.
Mom Cuda. Mom Cuda. Wait, right there. That's awesome with the glasses. Oh, John. Oh no.
That's great. Look at that. It looks like it's a record.
Well,
cover.
yeah, she's got exactly my mom's saggy boobs. She's got love you, Mom, if you're watching, of course. This is great. That's Mama Cuda. And for those that haven't seen in the Discord, Cobra Kai Platoon has made a lot of merch images. Of Johnny, myself, Paul, and Wilfred Brimley as Kiss. So check out in the Discord, which is pretty great. A lot of you guys are in there. He's done a lot of cool graphics of us. Thank you, Cobra Kai Platoon. I'm going to show my mom; she'll be thrilled. It looks nothing like me. Yeah, but you know what? It looks like you might sound. That's what it, you know.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, that's exactly. Look at that. Zoom in a little closer. Focus it. Right there, Johnny. Look at that. That's myself, Paulie, Wilfred Brimley, and Johnny as members of Kiss. As members of Kiss.
I like Paul has the tongue when he turns into Gene.
Yeah. No, look at him. He looks great. And look at Wilfred. Wilfred Brimley, our unofficial 4th member. Because if we make it official, they'll sue us. But the Brimley estate will sue us. That's great, right?
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here. All kinds of stuff in the Discord. In the Discord, there's all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord. That place is totally happening now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and there's different categories. You could go into the chapter of the section of talking guitar and 80s metal, and leave messages for us, or just chat amongst each other. There's a lot of conversation there. I've wandered in there a few times recently, and I'm like, wow, these guys are having a better show on the Discord than we are live.
And it's 24 hours. It's 24 hours in there.
Yeah. So
That these guys are talking.
when you're stoned eating Taco Bell, you know.
Yes.
Uh,
Kai, thank you so much for all that. That's amazing.
Thank you very much, man. You're awesome. Jesus Rapes Me brings up Dream Theater. Train of Thought kicks ass. That's his favorite song. It does. It really does. Pull Me Under is the one that really gets me, because that build up in the song, that keyboard and guitar build up where it just gets louder and faster and heavier. It just explodes like my cock in some girl's mouth. It really just yeah. And by the way, if you want a story like that, go to Communication Breakdown episode 18 on YouTube. I tell a really, really funny sex story in that episode. Like really, really good one. Very dirty, very funny. Check that out. Really, really good stuff. Mike Neese says he collects skateboard decks for the artwork just to get, it would be cool to get some of those type of graphics on a guitar. I've seen skateboarder guitars, with those skateboarder graphics, like the hand with the mouth on it, and
Right.
And a couple of those skateboarder specific graphics.
There's a company out there. Let me look them up. They might be based here.
Someone had one of those, remember?
Let's see. There's actually there's here. Let me find it. There's actually skateboard guitars. Like they use the deck of the skateboard as the guitar body.
Oh, who the fuck wants that? No, you know what? I did see that at NAMM. I remember this now. It's a skateboard that you can play as a guitar.
Recycled right? Skateboards. Here we go.
No, do you remember seeing that at NAMM, Johnny?
Yeah.
The skateboard guitar, you could ride it as a skateboard. You look like a turd. I mean, you're the total moron. Like if you ride this as a skateboard and then pick it up and start strumming, you're the loser of your friends. I'm just saying. I don't care. they listen. It's different when you get like a skateboard and it has an Eddie Van Halen stripe graphic on it. You have a cool skateboard then. But when you literally are playing this guitar and then ride off on it as a skateboard, I'm sorry, you're not getting pussy. You're not getting laid. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. The horniest homeless bag lady will not touch you for money if you ride up to her on one of those.
Well, I mean, I don't know if there's wheels on those. Maybe.
You know what? I think this is different than what we saw at NAMM. This is different than what we saw at NAMM, I think.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about, literally, it's a guitar that has wheels. So literally you flip it over and like whatever it is on the side of the pickup or just under the bridge, there are wheels. Do you remember this? I remember seeing it at NAMM and I was like, who the fuck is going to buy this stupid thing?
Oh, like this one?
Let's see. Johnny's going to pull out his own, but I bought this. I bought this at NAMM. What?
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of.
Let's say
kind of cool.
Let's say maybe I was wrong. Let's say. Nope, wasn't wrong. Come on, what the hell? Where's the other set of wheels?
Well, this one's just for those wheels. There are just for looks.
This is just for show. Yeah. No, I'm talking. Don't you remember this? We had some company that makes it's a fully functioning skateboard and a fully functioning guitar. It's like one of those, just because you can make it doesn't mean you should.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dildo that's also a bottle opener. It's like, your friend, hey, do you have a bottle opener? Yeah. And you just pull over this soggy dildo, pop. There you go. 2 in 1. Yeah. Certain things just don't go together. I'm sure it stays in great tune as you ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't find those. Although I do see one that I think you would like.
Well, it's gotta be. pink or purple, something like that.
And
Is it shaped like a vagina?
and
It's
oh
got
yeah,
boobs.
dude, you would totally.
Will it suck my dick? I mean, how good is this, Johnny? It's
You
like,
would. I think you would play this.
is
Here.
it, yeah, Master Switch. It says a fleshlight that's also a bong. Yeah, I love the colors, but yeah, I'm not playing that. I'm sorry, man. I love the color. The colors are awesome, but yeah, no.
I'd play that.
I'm still not playing it.
I'd play that.
BC Rich used to make a gas tank guitar. It was shaped like a motorcycle gas tank, and it was not popular. Clearly, it didn't look very good. But as we approach, by the way, it's almost time for show and tell. I'm starting to see guesses in the chat. Let's see. Murphy is guessing. My vote is a Vinnie Vincent V Mirror for the guitar. Now, I'm not going to tell anyone if they're right or wrong.
Be right back. I shouldn't have drank all that water.
Oh boy, here we go. Johnny's passing water. If you hear screaming, you know Johnny's got a problem. Do you guys remember SNL years ago? I think it was Bill Murray. He's like standing in the bathroom urinal, and he unzips his zipper, and then and the guy's next to him, what the hell's wrong? He's like, oh, my penis hurts. And then I think it was Eddie Murphy. He says, hey man, I think you got that VD stuff. Yeah, maybe. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what's going to go on right now. James Gum, you like that skateboard guitar? Would you play that? Who else would play one of those skateboard guitars? I like the color, but I don't like the look of that thing. I want a guitar to be a guitar. I don't want you to convert your skateboard, surfboard, food processor. I don't want you to convert something into a guitar. I want it to be a guitar. I want it to be a real normal guitar. Let's see. Other guesses in the chat for today's show and tell guitar. Robot Master Switch says, I'll bet the guitar John has will be a hum single in neon. Mike Nee says a Hamer Californian. Halface is guessing a Richie Sambora Ovation. Let's see. Murphy says, unless it was a lap steel, I would not play that. That's a good point. As a lap steel guitar, yeah, that thing would make sense. But who wants that? Cigar box like Samantha Fish plays? Nah.
I do. I like all that stuff.
Do you really? You like when they're like made out of, oil cans and cigar boxes and stuff?
Yeah, because it's different. I mean, I'm huge on just different.
If I shit on your guitar, it's unlike you've ever seen. It's very different, but that doesn't mean you want to play it.
Yeah, that one no.
Fun Metal and Thrash Rev says, I like those whiskey barrel and pallet guitars. Here's something I like. I do like, there's a company that makes these really cool Telecasters, and they make them out of old soda crates and beer barrels and things like that. They basically repurpose the wood to make the bodies. And I've seen like a yellow Dr. Pepper logo and old school Coca-Cola crates, they take the soda crates that they used to in the 1920s or something, haul around bottles of Coke, and they take the wood from the crates and they form it into a guitar body. They repurpose that wood, Music Zoo had a run of, old wood from a log cabin or railroad ties that were aged. I mean, look, old wood is good wood, but this was really cool because it still had like old logos of old beers or old sodas that aren't made anymore or stuff like that on the guitars. Forgot the name of the company that makes it. Do you know what I'm talking about, Johnny?
I think I just found one of these.
Let's see. Yes, exactly. Look how cool that is.
That's really cool.
Now this is the thing. It wouldn't look good as a Rhodes. It wouldn't look good as an Explorer. But there's something about a Telecaster that holds this old, you know, in the cabin by the swamp, finger picking, chicken picking, old school, you know, kind of vibe.
Well, a Telecaster is just, it's a classic guitar.
But even more so than like an old Les Paul or a Strat. There's something about a Telly to me that looks great. Just beat the shit out of paint peeling, you know, like a 1950s Telly. And, you know, looking at this kind of old crate wood and stuff, you know, Joe Hervey doesn't like it. I love it. Kurt S5150 loves it. And yeah, man, that company, go to that company's website because they have made a lot of cool ones that I've been very tempted to buy one or two. I just love the old school advertising. That's not it. That's not it. No,
Well,
go to Soda Crate Guitar, man, or you know, or what's the
there's
name?
Yngwie. Yngwie plays crate.
I don't care what he plays. Yngwie plays crate my ass.
Let's see.
By the way, after show and tell guitar, which is coming up, we will be talking in music news about Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, STRYPER, Reb Beach, Kingdom Come, Marty Friedman, and that's who's in this week's music news. We'll be talking about after the show and tell guitar, which is coming up momentarily. Susie Cherry says, I didn't know that about you, John. I love Tellys. I only own one Telly. I own a really beat up, worn Telly that was like one of those custom jobs that someone made out of guitar parts, and you know, it's like part Squire, part Fender, and part whatever. And they just did such a job on it that it felt like incredibly comfortable and just like an old pair of tennis shoes. And it sounded so great. So that's my only Telly. But I have been tempted to buy Tellys from this particular company, like that Dr. Pepper one you saw, like old Coca-Cola ones. Just put in Coca-Cola Telecaster guitar, Johnny, because it's one particular company, and they source all that wood from scrap, from really antique scrap. Like they go to antique shows looking for like, you know, turn of the century or around there wood. Let's see. Ben Tom wants to know, do I wear a pink hat during sex or do I take it off? It depends. It depends. You know, I don't like my hair to get in the way, but yeah, it depends. But thank you for asking, Tom. Next time we have sex, I know I'll take a request and you know, we'll consider it.
Veranda?
No. I'm gonna look for it. I'll find it. Give me 1 second.
I'm seeing yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like logo guitars with just like the Soda's names on them and stuff.
No, I'll find it in a minute.
Jumpy Hill.
No. This one's not going to be hard. Let's see. Let's see. Brand WR. Put in WR Cratocaster. These guys make just beautiful, beautiful instruments.
Cratocaster.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There we
go. WR Custom Shop USA Cratocaster.
That's it.
Okay, so here's another one.
Because it is Telecaster Tuesday, so.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I posted my telly earlier today over on Instagram, Johnny Beane.
Yeah, and Kurt S4150 brings up those Coke wood crates are from the 1940s and 50s. Yeah, look at that. Look how cool that is. They basically broke up old wood crates that had those logos on them back in 1940. We're talking World War II vintage. I mean, think how cool that is. I love the look of that. And again, only because it's a Telecaster, it has that old, worn, rusted, beat up vibe. There's something about it, you know?
That body shape with that look.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The Johnny Beane machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe Hervey. Susie Cherry, what do you think? You like that? Sandra likes it. Robot Master Switch loves it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's badass, right? Those craftsmen have their shit down. And look how they have the aged parts on it. Those things are badass for playing the blues. Just look at that. I would love one of those things.
Playing the Coke bottle blues.
Yeah, the Coke bottle. They have other designs. Show because again, everyone's unique. They base it on what scraps they found. I've seen whiskey crates and old liquor barrels and see, pick out some other designs they have. Dr. Pepper they have. Probably have Orange Crush. I mean, the soda crates are the easiest ones because they always had the logos on them. But I've seen like an old seltzer crate. Yeah, Robot Master Switch points out $4,000. It's a lot of meatballs. They are not cheap, man. They're not cheap guitars, but they're made really well. I've heard good reviews about them. And again, you're paying for really old, aged wood. I love that, you know? Yeah, Pooh Ninja, no joke. Explosives box, they used to have that. If they find them, they'll make it. Or you can provide old wood to them. There's another one. Look at that. I mean, these are old shipping crates and stuff like that with, you know, back when they used to stamp or wood burn in the logos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty badass. I love the way that kind of bookends into the two colors.
Mm-hmm. It's probably, I would assume, well, I would assume it's probably just the top.
I would imagine it's the tops. I would imagine it's the tops.
You know?
They probably use like, you know, old ash for the rest, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kurt S5150, those are badass. That wood tells a story. You bet, man. Absolutely. Yeah, and Joe Hervey 84, the next time I'm in New York, I'll make a point to once we're out of this COVID crap at some point, I'll schlep to a Jewish deli with you. We'll have lunch. But look at some of those. Some of those old wood crates are really badass. I like the Dr. Pepper ones. I mean, they're all cool. I like the Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola ones that have the logo sideways, so when you're playing it, you could read the logos best.
Mm-hmm.
They're just great.
Mm-hmm.
Music Therapy Lad says, I still have my old Pepsi Cola bottle crate I got from Columbia House filled with records I got from the 1970s as a teenager. Yeah, you know what? They could. If you send them that, I saw one of a really early Pepsi crate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Susie Cherry, Joe and I, we'll have a good time. It's not a date though, man. It's just two friends going out, but yeah. Yeah, Susie's like, you guys are gonna have such a nice time with a little heart. It's like, yeah, you know, we're both straight men, right? So we're not gonna have that nice a time. We'll have a nice a time as much as two old Jews kibitzing over potato latkes are gonna have, you know. We'll talk about, you know, the price of these Stratocaster guitars. Back in my day, we couldn't even afford the crate. We floated over from Eastern Europe to escape Hitler in a crate. You're lucky they don't make a guitar out of that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's the Stratocaster guitars. Those are pretty badass. I'm really I dig those, man. For Telecaster Tuesday. I
Yeah.
think those are cool.
And for 1880s metal.
Yeah. The Pepperidge Farm guy played one of those as a kid, you know. Yes, back in my day, we used to have the Coca-Cola crate guitars. This is when WR was just a teenager starting his guitar shop. Of course, I was first putting out Milanos and getting around in a horse-drawn carriage. But I remember seeing him on the porch strumming and chicken-picking some blues notes. And there I was eating Sausalito cookies one day. Delicious, crunchy cookies. Where was I going with this? Oh, well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, this is
Nice.
these are really cool. I just one day I want one. Not now because I'm near homeless, but
You'd look great playing one of those, you know, on the street.
That would be very cool though, right? Like one of those Dr. Pepper ones. I would absolutely love that. Okay, so time for show and tell guitar. The clues I gave was it was basically modeled after a rock star's guitar, meaning you would look at this guitar and think immediately, oh, you're a fan of fill in the blank. The other clue I gave was the big giveaway, and someone seemed to get the gist of that in that I'm glad it showed up. Now, if you think of rock stars that show up or don't show up, there's your clue, boys and girls. So today, without further ado, Johnny, if you please, today's show and tell guitar. Look at that thing. Let's see. Where's a good thumbnail? Right there. There you go. You got that, Johnny? Wait. There you go. How's that?
2/12/22. Got it.
All right. Good time. Clearly, Vinnie Vincent, the man who, no matter what the hell appearance he books, most of the time he does not show up. And yeah, Murphy, shout out to you, man. You were real close. You got the artist. He was guessing Vinny's guitars. He guessed a mirror guitar. But when you think of Vinnie Vincent, pretty much you think of Pink Rhodes with a Floyd, specifically with a Floyd. So this puppy right here, they've made later custom shop replicas, but this is one of the originals. This one's 1980. Let's see, 1984 or 5. I forget. I think it's 1983. 4 or 5. I think it's 1985, this particular one. Made in San Dimas when they made the best Jacksons ever. This is a platinum pink metallic, basically a lot like Vinny used to play, Jackson Rhodes. And again, original Floyd Rose, real deal. Now, again, Vinny played an earlier one because Vinny's Rhodes, if you guys are familiar, was one intended to go for Randy. It was made after the first, it was among the first few made. They made, Grover Jackson made, let's see, he made of course, the Concorde, which was Vinny's first offset V made by Jackson. Then that got a little corrective notes from Randy to Grover Jackson, and he made the black and brass original Rhodes for Randy. After that, he made a black and brass and a white and brass for the NAMM show, and one black and brass body with a a V-trem for molding the Rhodes case. So that was just for the case mold. And then he made what is known as Rhodes number 5. Rhodes number 5, the fifth one made, was a gold metallic intended to go directly to Randy. Unfortunately, as you know, Randy passed away in a plane crash and the project was halted. But the guitar itself went to Vinnie Vincent. Grover wanted Vinny to have something unique, something that stood out, and it was perfect. So this gold Rhodes went to Vinny. After playing it for a little while, Vinny painted it pink. And you saw it started wearing on the back, and you could see some of the gold paint sticking out of the back, just because Vinny wore a bullet belt and started scraping the finish off. But Vinny was known for pink V's. First, the Rhodes, that was the original. Then he had a few of them, probably about 3 or 4. And then he did the double V, the Vinnie Vincent V, the double Rhodes, not to be confused with the King V Rhodes, but or the King V, which was a double Rhodes body. But basically the Vinnie Vincent V, which was a double V. And this is basically what you think of when you think of Vinny. Right there is probably the most accurate color of it, just looking at the screen, because the light's kind of catching it a little bit because it's platinum. It's platinum pink. So made in San Dimas when the best Jacksons in the world were made the first time. Obviously, they made them in Ontario a little later, and the custom shop today, which does an amazing job. But looking at this, this is the original guy. You have, of course, the Floyd locking nut, which, as you know, goes to the back. Drill through the back then. Beautiful, dark ebony board, if you could see it. A little hard in this light, but trust me, that's when they could get really black ebony. You know, back then, before Taylor Guitars started using all the ebony trees, they used to knock down about 10 trees to get that one perfect black wood. So this was really a lot more common in the 80s for the blackest ebony they could find, as to where now it's lighter, it has white streaks in it, some are black, some are colored. This is the real deal. And back in San Dimas, if you guys have ever played a San Dimas Charvel or Jackson, you know these things were made like iron. They are some of the best guitars ever crafted. They're so good. They're so solid. And there you go. Let's see. What do we have in here? I'm going to guess they're Duncan pickups. I'm not sure exactly what. There's a PAF in the top. I'm not sure which one is in the bottom, to be quite honest. But you'll notice real Floyd Rose, not recessed. Nothing against recesses, but some guys prefer to play them up top. And your typical Rhodes control layout. There you go. And you look at the back, you notice the cutaway for the Floyd, which you don't always see on Rhodes. Early Rhodes, they usually had Kahlers. You basically had to bring them, and I've told this story on the show before. You basically, if you wanted a real Floyd Rose, you had to bring it to Jackson Charvel to have them make it with your Floyd Rose brought to them, because Floyds from the factory at the time in the mid 80s were exclusive to Kramer guitars. So you could not just say, hey, Grover Jackson, build me one with a real Floyd Rose. He would say, no problem. Get me a Floyd Rose, bring it to me, and we'll install it in your guitar. And that's how it went back then. But again, you know, I love Charvels. I love Jacksons. Not an easy combo to find, original that is, in this color with the Floyd. I have a bunch of Rhodes. I have a lot of them actually. And a bunch of them are various pinks and purples, because you know that's just how I roll. That's my color scheme. But this one is platinum pink, if you guys are keeping track of specific colors. And again, built like iron. These are so good. Neck profile, it's wide, but it's still in the D-shaped family more than the C. And again, because at the time these were also handmade, they vary. They do vary. So you have to really kind of lay your hands on. You know it'll be a good quality, but you have to see, because some are fatter than others. This is really wide and just a nice flat D shape, though, which is my personal favorite preference. You get an idea there. There you go. Let's see. Let's see what we say. Bruce Poinsett, real mother of pearl. You bet, man. Sirius Abalone back then. Let's see. I'm just looking in the chat for comments or questions. Let's see. And yeah, this is neck through body. This is full neck through body. These weren't set necks.
Nice.
Let's see. Vinnie Vincent. Yeah, this is as close to Vinny being here as you'll ever see, because Vinny just doesn't show up to these things. Let's see. Just looking through the chat.
Leave comments, please.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like the guitar, please leave a thumbs up. Vinnie Vincent, Vinny Tube Supia says, "Get the fuck out." Thank you, man. I'm going to take that as you like the guitar. Yeah, I love early Rhodes. They're solid. They're really, really, really solid playing guitars, you know. And I mean, again, Jackson and BC Rich were the good early neck through guitars, you know. And BC Rich originated it, but Jackson really ran with it when it came to you know, the whole neck through thing. Because keep in mind, Charvel, when Grover Jackson originally owned it, was all bolt-on necks. They didn't do neck throughs. They did this neck through design specifically for Randy. And the whole reason Jackson Guitars was even born was because Grover didn't want to sully the Charvel name if it didn't turn out good. If it turned out to be a piece of shit, he didn't want it to ruin Charvel's reputation. So he basically says, you know what? I'm going to put the name Jackson on a guitar. And when it took off, suddenly neck through guitars went under the Jackson brand, and Charvel continued with the bolt-ons. So now you had two brands for the same company. The rest is history.
Right.
Jackson, look how far they've come. Murphy wants to know, how are the points on the guitar? Which is a great question, because a lot of, well, now it has a big chip. Yeah. No, the points on this, the one, let's see. There's a little chip on one of the points. A little chip on that end, but not a bad one. I don't even know if you could see it. There you go. Just a tiny little chip on the end.
Those guitars are dangerous.
Yeah, right. And
are you okay?
Yeah, no, I just whacked myself in the head. It's all hollow up there, Johnny. The guitar is worth more than me, trust me. That'll go on the bloopers reel one day.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, along with me shitting my pants and jerking off on camera and not knowing it's on. Yeah, believe me. Let's see. Music Therapy Laz had a feeling it was going to be a Pink Rhodes. Yeah, again, that Vinnie Vincent clue, man. Vinny don't show up nowhere unless he's making his own potato salad and charging $500. And even then, it's hit or miss.
Is he doing something? Is he doing something again, or was that recent?
No, that he hasn't done that since last Christmas, I think. The Vinnie Vincent birthday disaster or Christmas disaster. It's hard to keep track of that train wreck. I make no mistake. For those that don't follow the show or are new here, I love Vinnie Vincent's work. It's Vinnie Vincent as a person that just keeps screwing over fans with not showing up for appearances and stuff like that. That's the one thing that bothers me about Vinnie Vincent. But as far as a player, I'm a huge fan of Vinny's Kiss. I'm a huge fan of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion, which mutated into Slaughter once Vinny was out of the band. And I think both Vinnie Vincent Invasion albums are terrific. Does he grandstand a lot with his solos? You betcha. But at the end of the day, I just love his writing. He's just got great writing. And there was also a Vinnie Vincent tribute album. I think something about the Ankh. I forget the name of it, but it was like all tributes of Vinnie Vincent's songs. And that was also good. He's a very good writer.
Did we talk about this? No, there is something coming up.
Something new with Vinny?
Vinnie Vincent announces the Let Freedom Rock Bash.
When's this?
Did we talk about that?
During COVID?
In Nashville, October 17th and 18th.
Of this year?
2020. Yes.
You got to be kidding.
I saw this recently and I thought we had talked about this, but here's
we have not talked about this. I never miss a Vinny party that never shows up and never happens. What the frog's fat ass is this? Does he know? Like, I mean, not that so many people are going to show up, but especially during COVID, Rock Bash. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? And again, at SIR Studio, where it's very funny. He rents it out like a VFW hall, and he sets up a tray of potato salad and a 6-foot hero, and he charges $500 a piece usually. How much is this one, Johnny?
Let's see.
Does it say on there?
Yeah, it probably does. Former Kiss guitarist Vinnie Vincent has announced that he'll be holding a special event called the Let Freedom Rock Bash in October that will be filmed for a DVD documentary.
More like a DVD cockumentary.
The limited capacity event will be taking place at SIR Nashville on October 17th and 18th.
He's doing so much social distancing, he's not going to show up. He'll be in another building.
Let's see. Vinnie Vincent performances will be filmed live along with a filmed collage of guest interactions.
Have you tried the potato salad? Yes. There's your interaction. Well, let me guess. Once again, no recording, no photographs, no phones.
It doesn't say any of that, but yeah, on his if you go to his website, it says
how much is he charging? This I've got to know.
Let's see. It doesn't say on here. I'm going to his website.
And by the way, Susie Cherry, you said you've admittedly made mistakes passing over BC Rich. Vintage BC Riches from the 70s and 80s. USA made stuff, fantastic. Go ahead. Let's have the news. Let's have the news.
Okay,
this should be good.
Well, there's a couple good things.
Let me guess. It's 5,000 5,000 a person. They're only allowing 2 people, just to keep control of social distancing.
Well, I don't see.
This should be good.
I don't see that. It's a small venue. It's now 50% capacity by order of the mayor. But no,
that means 2 people.
Congratulations to Vinny. No, it's $500
as usual,
and it's sold out.
So he sold both tickets. Come on, how many tickets were available?
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it gets better.
Could it?
I am rescheduling the Vinnie Vincent Invasion Boys Are Gonna Rock concert, which was scheduled for August 8th and 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Wait, August 8th and 9th?
If you follow Vinny's reschedule calendar, it's like 13 reschedules for the same show that he already took your money for.
Wait, so that was something else. Okay, that was something else. That will now be in March of 2021. Wait, that sounds like that's something else than this.
Oh, wait, Susie Cherry's going to kiss my boo-boo. Will you kiss my yogi as well?
I don't know. Now I'm confused. It looks like
so Vinny's got to say it was so confusing he didn't know when to not show up.
Payment must be received by August 25th. Okay, so that was last month. Looks like there's maybe two different events, but anyway, yeah, the Vinnie Vincent Let Freedom Rock Bash, October 17th and 18th. Yeah, it'll be filmed for a DVD. Yeah, it doesn't say how many people are going, but
let's put it this way: the one that he did show up for, his birthday disaster, was like just about 20 people. And no one was allowed to bring in their phone. No one was allowed to record anything. No one was allowed to take photos. No one was allowed to. I think one person like clicked a photo or two, but that was it. And again, supposedly he, as they filtered into the room, he was playing for like 10 minutes or something. And
I think we saw a video of that.
Right? I know
somebody filmed him and somebody interviewed him, I think.
But it was I don't know if it was the same event, because I know there was one like Eddie Trunk interviewed him at one point, and then there was some heavy set guy interviewed him at another thing.
That was a previous thing.
Yeah, that was something. That was when he first came into the public eye. But like his birthday thing, I think it was like it was almost like Peter Brady at, in that episode of the Brady Bunch, where like he's like hoping everyone shows up for his birthday, and he's sitting there alone looking around, and like then he runs to the door thinking he heard a car, and it's like no one was there, and then the family's like, doo, 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 doo. Oh, Peter, we didn't forget your birthday. Oh, great. Now it was probably like that many people. I just remember they said Vinny like made his own food, like he made potato salad and like a 6-foot hero or some cheap shit. But it was like for $500, it's like there better be some substance there. And I don't care. You don't want me to take photos and film it. Shut the fuck up. You want my $500? And you're going to be noodling a bit when I come in for 10 minutes, and then you're getting off stage and you're just going to hang out with us. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not giving you $500 for that. And then other ones, he just hasn't shown up, or he's rescheduled, or, some craziness like that. But it's like, come on, man. It's like, I love your work, and, whatever. Just show up and give the people some money's worth. Play the fucking songs. If you're going to charge $500, you should be up there for an hour at least. I don't want to talk to you about your potato salad dill recipe. Thank you for making potato salad, Vinny. Go up and play Boys Are Gonna Rock. Go up and play, That Time of Year. Go up and play, Love Kills. Get those hits out. Play,
That is pretty cool though. And hey, Margaret Scranton, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Margaret.
That is pretty cool though. I mean, if you're like a mega fan of somebody,
I love Vinny,
and and you're eating food that they made, that's pretty special.
Listen, if there's one thing I don't want, it's anything Vinny made with mayonnaise. I'm a little leery. Call me crazy. This is the same guy that had like, boxes of frozen dogs. So it's like there's a little bit of off there, So it's like, I'm not going for the potato salad. I'm going to see Vinny. If I knew that Vinny said, okay, I'm number one, going to show up. Guaranteed. Number two, I'm going to play a concert. Like I'm going to have a full set. I'm going to play a concert. Then I'm in. I will go. Maybe not for $500. Even then, my mind's kind of reeling. But you know what? I would like to see Vinny. Maybe with Rob. What's his name? Rob Fleischman, his first singer. Because I know Mark Slaughter wouldn't do it. You know that. So if he got together with Rob Fleischman, and I knew there was, a full set being played, maybe with Popcorn the Band opening, maybe that would, be a draw. But like if I knew he was playing a full set, yeah, I'd want to see that. I would absolutely want to see that. But the idea that it could just be the same thing as when his freaking birthday train wreck happened, where it's like, maybe 20 people were in there with, no photos and no recording, and Vinny's like noodling around for 10 minutes. I don't want to pay $500 for that. Am I nuts?
Yeah.
Would you guys in the chat go to that? If you knew that it was going to be like last time, versus how would you feel if he was playing a full set? Would you want to go see Vinnie Vincent? And would it be if he played a full set, or if he just noodled around for 10 minutes and schmoozed with you the rest of the time?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of huge Kiss fans out there, and there's definitely an audience.
I'm one.
Well, there's ones that would pay $500 for that, and will be there definitely.
Oh wait, here's one. Let's see. Mr. Hellstorm 74 brings up Vinny reached out to Jeff Scott Soto to do it, but he was on tour with Sons. Let me explain that one. Vinny first announced, hey, Jeff Scott Soto was on board. Jeff didn't even know. Jeff basically did an immediate social media reply. No, I have not been asked by Vinny Vincent, and no, I am not on board. He shut him down immediately. Immediately. You remember that, Johnny?
I don't remember that, but I remember another time of somebody else saying that somebody else was in their band and they weren't.
Yeah.
It's not cool when people do that.
No. That's not how you ask someone, hey, can you make an appearance with me? No way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra. Have a good night.
Good night, Sandra.
Yeah, Mike Turner says if he broke down a few songs, what's a few songs? 2, 5, 10?
Well, a few is 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, not everybody. I mean, it's a special experience for people and people that are willing to be there and pay for that. I mean, but not everybody.
But don't you want some performance?
Maybe he doesn't want to perform. Maybe.
Well, I yell at my penis about that all the time. But then I take that blue pill, boy, and it's banging like a pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't want to perform. And that's the thing. It's like, dude, don't call it a rock and bash and show up with, it's not a bash. It's a bash. And it's like I just got bashed in the head with my guitar. That's the type of bash it is. Yeah. I'm going to have a lump tomorrow from that, but that's all right. Susie says she's going to kiss it. So that's okay. Thank you, Susie. Yeah, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like I said, like his work, but no, I'm not going to be doing that. But is that one rescheduled too, or not yet?
That's what I don't get. It's at Vinny Vincent's website.com. No, it looks like something else that was previously rescheduled will be next year. It looks like this will be in a month.
I want to see if he goes through with that. We're gonna keep track of that. Let's see. Murph Murphy says I would not go for a meet and greet. I would go for a show. That's how I feel. I have no problem with a meet and greet. That's cool. Love the guy's work. Wouldn't mind asking a couple of questions about some of his gear. But with that said, I'm not paying $500 to meet and greet if I didn't just see you perform. When they do meet and greets at concerts, okay, so you pay extra money for a VIP ticket to get a meet and greet backstage with Kiss. You just saw the Kiss concert, or you're about to see the Kiss concert. That's cool. If you're just going to pay $500 just to shake his hand, that's going to Comic-Con. That's basically seeing him at a table for an autograph at Comic-Con. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm going to keep track of that. I want to see what that is like. And if he does another disaster, we're going to talk about that. So let's get to some music news. Metallica in the news. As you guys know, James Hetfield in rehab recently. And, we of course wish him well. We were talking about Metallica a lot today. And they make, for those of you that don't know, they make a whiskey. They make a brand of whiskey, their own, called Blackened. And it's a whiskey. It's a mix of, I think it's bourbon and whiskey and maybe rye or something. It's a few different things, and it's barrel aged into a whiskey.
We've talked about this before. Did like Jay Hannon have a bottle of it or something?
He might have.
I remember us looking at it before.
And this is the thing about it. It's barrel aged and sound aged, they call it. Now, what this is for that, they take the liquor, they put it in a barrel, and they're aging it. So you're aging it in an oak barrel. That's what they normally do. What they do after that to give it that special little kick, they're saying, is they sound age it, meaning they put up a sound system in the room with the barrels and blast Metallica music for a period of time. So that, no, this is real, no joke. So that it rattles the barrels at a certain vibration that they feel loosens up little, parts of the wood that exude a little flavor that hasn't been accessed in so many years of the wood aging. It's splits a few seams and things like that. So they're saying that extra vibration adds a little kick to the flavor, unlike anything else. Now, is that something that does make a difference or not? Who the hell knows? But with that said, the whiskey is very well rated. Apparently people like it. It supposedly tastes very good. I'm not a liquor drinker, but for those that do, I've given it good reviews. Here's the thing though. The controversy is, do you feel with James going through all these problems as an alcoholic that he should be repping this whiskey? Do you think it's good for him? Do you think it's good for the brand? Basically, Kirk Hammett came out publicly in the media and said, look, regardless of what James is going through, that's caused from stress of the road, and you have to be on and doing all these high energy shows, and then you come off and you're back on the road without your family, without your friends. It's a rough trip, and that's one thing that obviously brings him back to stress relief in the bottle. But as far as the liquor goes and selling it and repping it, just because you're diabetic doesn't mean you can't own a candy company. You don't have to eat it, and James doesn't have to drink it. But this is, a product that the band sells under their own label, and he basically defended James as far as it's okay for him to rep this product and us to sell it, and it doesn't affect James in a personal way. So what do you guys think? I'm curious.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, he never has to be around it.
Well, he's definitely around it.
Because a lot of this stuff they sell at like like Costco or whatever. And I thought you were going to say that the special thing about this whiskey is the barrels is that, yeah, they were sound aged or whatever, but I thought it'd be from actual Metallica, like live music, like they were actually like in their like the rehearsals jamming to this stuff.
Bring in another barrel. We're going to practice another song.
That would make it cool if it was actually rattled by them actually like live.
It's not live, but the basically high fidelity sound systems are put in front of the barrels for a certain amount of time, and the barrels are just rocked around by these sound waves.
Does it even say it's Metallica's own music? Because it
is very specifically, they're very specific that it's Metallica's music.
They could be playing rap music,
Yeah. What if they play Reload rather than Ride the Lightning? Does it taste different because of a different type of rattling?
The earlier records give it the heavier taste.
Yeah. This is a Black Album bottle. Apparently, it has different notes of oak and smoke and snake meat.
This one tastes like Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah, whatever. Creeping Death. Yes.
This bottle, this is the one. Right, Margaret? Yeah, that'd be way cooler if they actually jammed out to those. And yeah, maybe they will. Maybe there'll be like a special bottle.
I think it's a bigger production that they're not gonna have a separate tour bus, following with a truck of oak barrels of liquor, but. I don't know if it actually helps, but I think it's okay that they have this. Obviously, it's a great success. I just think James needs to stay away from the manufacturing process for a while. I think he doesn't need to do factory visits or maybe stay just on the send me the sales sheets or something, and I'll tell you what I think. But don't go to visit the factory or any of the events that would really tempt you to to drink your own product as a show of of what you have to.
Right.
Margaret Scranton says, put the song's title on the label. So sort of like year, like a vintage year, you know, it's like, 2013. Yes, that was a good year. We had a lot of rain and then, you know, same thing on each bottle. You're looking for your favorite song. It's, you know, let's see. Disposable Heroes. What do you have?
Yeah. Yeah, and each barrel, you know, each bottle that comes from each barrel was, you know, that particular song was played.
Yeah, so you pick your favorite songs, and KXM Rock says, "Do like Sammy does, just drink the drink right on stage." Yeah, Sammy grabs a bottle of Cabo Wabo, and he's like endorsing the product live right there. You know, you can't do that. You know. Yeah, Sammy loves the Cabo Wabo tequila.
Yeah.
Poo Ninja says product testing is out for sure. Deja Vuda says distill them all. That would be a great t-shirt design. Distill them all. You see James just like sloshed holding up a bottle looking around. Distill them all. No, we wish him well, of course. I just think it's a very funny story that that's like a big controversy right now. Enough that Kirk had to go into the media to call a press conference for that. Because that's serious stuff. I mean, again, jokes aside, you know, if you're an alcoholic, you really should get help before tragedy happens. And James is doing the right thing. And of course, we support that. You know, it's just kind of ironic you own a liquor company. You know, therein lies the rub.
Yeah.
Let's see. Poo Ninja is quoting, the sound works into the barrel, so they breathe out the spirits and suck in the wood and then rake in the bucks. Good point. Yeah, it's a cool looking whiskey. A lot of people love having designer, you know, whiskey, tequila, or vodkas. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
We should have like Talking Guitars and 80s metal. Shirley Temple mix. The Shirley Temple mix would be great. It'll be just, you know, Blue Rhino on the bottle. That would be great.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, no, I love that stuff. I don't drink, but well, Blue Rhino on the bottle, so it's kid friendly. You know, isn't that Blue Rhino from Popcorn the Band? Sure is. Try our Johnny Beane TV Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live Shirley Temple mix, and I'll drink some on stage. I'll drink some during the live show. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take a swig, you know, before I do the show and tell guitar. The best Shirley Temple mix ever. Be like a pink and black bottle, you know.
This stuff is amazing.
This is awesome. Wait, there's no liquor? Why am I talking like this? Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, I want a Shirley Temple, but I want a virgin Shirley Temple. That's right. Let's see. James was getting too ripped, one eye open. Sell the company like Ryan Reynolds did. Didn't Sammy sell his tequila company? Did Sammy sell Cabo Wabo tequila?
Yeah.
It's gone? No, it's too bad.
Well, no, it's not gone. I mean, it's still there, but he sold it. He
sold it. He cashed out.
Now he does I think he does rum with Guy Fieri.
Oh, that's smart. That's a good venture.
And then yeah, he was saying he did a live interview out here. Was it last week on KGO 810? KGO.
I want to start a radio station called KJew. 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 And my mother is a DJ, and you know I'll dress Paul up as a rabbi, and I'll of course do it. And we'll have Joe Hervey come in as a guest. It'll be all Jews all the time. All Jews coming up. Our next playlist: the Electric Slide, the Chicken Dance, and Hava Nagila. Don't go away. Don't go away.
We were doing that here last night. The Electric Slide.
Were you really?
Right there. If the camera would have been on, you would have seen me doing the Electric Slide right here last night. I'm not kidding.
Well, this is why I need to hide a camera in your house, Johnny. all the kinky stuff you, your wife, and the chickens do in the privacy of your own home.
And Ned.
And Ned, yeah. Ned's just looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Margaret, that's awesome. Margaret doesn't live too far. Castro Valley is not too far from me. And, with all the smoke we've been having, all the
You can
problems
see
out
the
here,
stars. I can't see the
the
stars in
fires.
Hollywood. In
Oh,
Hollywood, we have a
yeah,
lot of
same with
smoke.
you.
We
Yeah,
have a lot of smoke from the Bobcat fire. I cannot
right.
see the sun, the stars. It's yeah. Hey, Zach Thong, welcome.
Zach.
Okay, going further into music news, let's talk about Ozzy Osbourne. Did you guys see the picture of him that was or pictures that they published recently in the news? They kind of caught some candid photos of Ozzy, and he was walking along pretty unsuspecting. And see if you could bring it up, Johnny. As you guys know, Ozzy Osbourne, he has a lot of health issues. He always has a bunch of health issues with substance abuse and whatever. But, I mean, he's fighting Parkinson's. And what's amazing is coming out with the Ordinary Man album this year and, wanting to go right back in his home studio and record more. I mean, Ozzy's as tough as nails, and they're just looking for photos of him recently because he doesn't look good, and again, you've got to give the guy a break. I mean, I think he's 70 now, something like that. But the things he gets done, the amount of things he gets done, but he doesn't look great in this photo. Zoom in on it, Johnny, please. Yeah, I mean, his hair is gray. He usually colors his hair. But this is seeing his hair gray, and he's walking with a cane, and he's hunched over, and he looks really, really weak and feeble. Like he's having a hard time walking. And, what I got to say to you guys is, again, he's got Parkinson's. It's rough for him not being in control of his body. If you know about Parkinson's, you're fighting loss of muscle control. You're fighting the ability to keep your eyes open. I mean, it's not looking visually very good, but inside his spirit is just all systems go. He's like tough as nails. He's been through so much. Think about all the injuries and drug and liquor addictions, that all the substance abuse, everything Ozzy's been through, and now he's fighting Parkinson's, and he still wants to record and tough through it. Now, obviously, look, there's not going to be touring with Ozzy. Okay, I don't see it happening, but the idea that here he is writing songs, I mean, yeah, he doesn't look physically great, and I'm sure he doesn't feel physically great. But two things you got to realize. He's trying, and you got to cut him some slack for that. And at the end of the day, we owe Ozzy so much, from Sabbath to his solo stuff to Ozfest. I mean, all of this, this man has given us. So if anyone ever feels like, look, we love joking about Ozzy and Sharon. Paul and I imitate. I do Ozzy, he does Sharon. There's a difference between having fun and, giving Ozzy, he's confused. Oh, Sharon, I want to go home. I don't want to do that. Come on, Ozzy, go on. I need more money. Get on that stage. I'm sure Sharon's always going to be pushing the guy to work off. But jokes aside, from the little characterizations we do, that is the warrior of heavy metal in front of your screen right now. And that man deserves to be worshipped like the rock god he is. As feeble as he gets when his body fails him, Ozzy Osbourne deserves everything we can give him in well wishes and thank yous and appreciation, because he's still rocking. Even if it's just from a studio doing collaborations, this guy is still 1/1000th of him is more than pretty much most of us would ever contribute to music. So I just want you guys to realize, while some people in news are saying, oh, look at Ozzy, you know, he looks like shit, he's not happy about it either. And we can joke about him being befuddled and silly because we love him. But do not let me catch anyone within the sound of my voice looking at Ozzy and saying, hey, you got to hang it up, old man. You got to, you know, you're a has-been. No. That's the Prince of Darkness in front of you. That man deserves all our accolades and thank yous and appreciation, because that guy will rock his way until he is dead. And like I said, we have a lot of fun joking with him out of love, in the way of just being, you know, befuddled, and Sharon being, you know, always pushing him to make more money. And, you know, that's a long-standing running joke. But you look at that man and know that inside that body that he's not happy is failing him is the Prince of Darkness, and he wants to give you as much as he can to the music world before he goes, and he will do it till his dying breath, and God bless him for it. So there you go, stepping off my soapbox, because I want to take that soapbox, give it to WR Guitars, and have them make a cool Telecaster out of it. So there you go. Speaking of Ozzy Osbourne, you know, the documentary that is out now, over the last few days, it came out, 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. You could check that out. And that's supposed to be very interesting. That's supposed to be very good. I don't know, because I haven't seen it yet, how they approached the Jakey Lee thing. I'm sure they glossed over it, because even though Sharon said, well, it'll be all honest and real and truthful, it won't be like, you know, a lot of other documentaries, blah, 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 blah. The fact is, come on, Sharon, you guys know you screwed him. So Jakey Lee will be glossed over. And Sharon, we have you to thank for that, because you screwed him. You screwed him on contracts. So let's not play stupid here. As good as that documentary is, Sharon, you know, you're the business end of that enterprise, and you know what you did to Jake. So let's be realistic here. So that's that. Also coming out, and look at this. This is another example of Ozzy just giving his nod to this. The 40th anniversary of Blizzard of Oz, which came out 40 years ago on September 20th. They have a 40th anniversary digital release of that album with bonus tracks, like a bunch of bonus tracks, live tracks. I think there's a studio outtake with Randy. And so that's supposed to be a real cool. I don't usually get, you know, retreads of the same album unless there's extra material. That's obviously, you know, a big one with Ozzy, and you know, it's a legendary, one of the top greatest, you know, albums of all time, of course. You know, Crazy Train and what's on there with Randy's playing, of course. But the idea to have some live bonus tracks of Randy playing that have never been digitized. I think a few of them were released on some other format. I don't know if it was a DVD or cassette or something, but I know it's going to be worth picking up for those digitized bonus tracks. And there's supposed to be a bunch of them. There you go. Let's see. Looking at this set list here. Let's see. What do you got? I mean, you obviously have the original album. And then you have tracks from, let's see, Randy Rose outtake from Blizzard of Oz Sessions. That's a bonus track. Goodbye to Romance. 2010 in vocal mix. That's obviously without Randy, unless Sharon dug him up because she's greedy like that. Let's see. I Don't Know from Ozzy Live. Crazy Train from Ozzy Live. You know, this is a lot of good stuff. You Said It All Live from the Mr. Crowley EP. There's a lot of cool tracks. And again, just the idea of hearing Randy digitized so it's really, really sharp and crisp. I'm on board for that one. So that's something to look for, coming out very soon. Blizzard of Oz 40th anniversary, digitized with all that good stuff. So I'm there. And remember, we talked about it a week ago, the new Ozzy Osbourne pop figure. The pop figure of Ordinary Man with Ozzy with the bat wings and the derby hat is out. You'd probably find that that's a Hot Topic exclusive, but you might be able to find that at Rocky Mountain Collectibles if you guys are pop collectors. So that's a big one, man. You know, give a little love to Ozzy this week, because he definitely deserves it forever. With that said, Reb Beach coming out with a solo instrumental album, and the first single is out already. Reb's new album called A View from the Inside comes out fully in November, and the single, let's see, called Infinito 1122, INFINITO-1122. And it's cool. Again, you know, personally, I'm not very big on just instrumental albums. I like songs. I like something with vocals that are, you know, playing earworm in my head, and they're catchy, and I'm really digging that. But with that said, this is harking back to the days of like Joe Satriani's Living in a Blue Dream and Surfing with the Alien, where most of it's instrumental, and you know, Steve Vai, of course, did a bunch of instrumentals. You know, it's that type of throwback instrumental album. And look, listening to that, you know, that one song, really cool. You know, so that's very cool. And if you want to give that a check out, the video is up on YouTube right now. So, you know, just try the first single, see if you like it. Reb's a monster player. You know, he's always gotten a bad deal because, you know, again, Winger, hairband, Winger, pretty boys. Reb shreds. And it's evidenced by him being one of the most in-demand studio players out there. You know, and again, personally, a lot of us are huge fans of Winger. Myself, Jay Hannon, and that's it. Just myself and Jay Hannon.
Yeah.
But
no, I saw them. I met them. I met them when I was a kid. I gave him guitar picks, you know.
Nice.
He's like, wow, these are awesome, you know, and
if only Swiss picks were around back then. Imagine what Reb could do with one of those. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, let's get him some.
We should. Well, I'm sure he could contact Swiss Picks and get whatever he wants. I had a hard time trying to get some for Paul. It took someone else to do it. So, and they sponsor the show. So, but but yeah, no, I'm sure if Reb tried them, he would love Swiss Picks because the rest of us do. But yeah, no. Again, think about this. After, you know, all the dark days of the 90s, he got just call after call after call to join Dokken, join Alice Cooper, play again with Winger, play, you know, all these bands and studio sessions. He's constantly working. He guest appears on like 1 million people's albums. He's incredible. He's a major, major player. So an instrumental album like this, I will buy. And when I say I buy, you know, I've said on the show before, I like to buy the hard CD. I'll download it. I'll put it on my iPod. I'll put it on my, you know, whatever. But I like to own a physical CD. And I'm not a big fan of instrumental albums, but certain ones like Reb, you just want to hear the guy, and he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the Johnny Beane review. It's like yes, Johnny Beane approves. It's like watching. It's like watching Mikey hover over the bowl of life cereal, about to put it in his mouth, and they're like, "He likes it. He Mikey, and that's my thing with Johnny. I'm like so Johnny, that's the instrumental album of Reb Beach. What do you think of Reb Beach? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he likes it. He likes Johnny. You like Reb?
Yeah. Well, no, I was just reading. I was reading the very end of this article here is saying,
Are we distracting you?
Yeah.
You have a live show going on. What are you doing? Put down the comic book.
Reb Beach will now release his first instrumental album. This is not a mere exercise of self-indulgence.
No.
Blah blah blah. And it's saying here basically that you'll find a wealth of melodies and in moments where the songs simply make you forget there are no vocals. That's what it says.
And that's the thing. There are certain artists, Jason Becker's another one. Marty Friedman's another one. There's certain artists that they're so good, even though I prefer a song. And when I say a song, something with lyrics. Let me point that out. They're all songs, but I prefer a song with lyrics. But there's certain instrumentals from certain artists like Becker, like Vi, like Satch, and like Reb that I can get behind and just really mellow out to and enjoy, And let's see, Mike Turner brings up the single is great. He likes it. A couple of people in the chat like it. Yeah, so I'm big into it. And yeah, Murphy wants to know, do I have an Ibanez Voyager? I have the RBM2, the Koa version, the limited one signed by Reb. Yes,
Reb.
I do. I have one.
The guy you've been talking about for 20 minutes.
Well, I had some of that when no one was looking. I sampled that Metallica vodka.
You should have just said,
whiskey. That whiskey. I have a little in a jar here. So, yeah, no, no, but I did listen to it, and I really did like the single in Fitino 1122. So give it a listen, give it a shot, and that's come out. But the guitar, oh my God, that guitar is great. If you can get your hands on one of those, one of the original Koa ones, the limited ones, they are phenomenal playing. They're so smooth. I Nesdal helped me get one, and thank you, Dave, if you're out there. So that I got it about a year ago. Fantastic, really good guitar. So that's Reb. Let's see. Speaking of shredders, Marty Friedman. Marty Friedman is a big artist in Japan. He's huge in Japan. Let me even correct myself. Yeah. He's popular out here to a point. Japan, he's a major rock star. And one of the things that he does are these albums called Tokyo Jukebox. And what it is, he takes these K-pop songs, or J-pop songs, J-pop and J-rock songs, which are Japanese pop songs and Japanese rock songs, and he redoes them, his own versions of them, in heavy metal, in his own styling, and he does these albums called Tokyo Jukebox. And the third album is about to get released on October 21st, and it's all these Japanese cover songs. So it's like if there's something popular on the Japanese radio, some Japanese boy band or something, he redoes it in heavy metal style and puts out these compilation albums, these Tokyo Jukebox compilations, and he's up to his third one, and they sell tremendously. Think about that. Would you think of that? Would you ever expect that?
In Japan? Yeah.
But as far as okay, you expect him maybe to do his own solo records or something like other artists do in Japan. But would you expect a series even of remake albums of J-pop songs? I mean, where did that come out of?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I can see that because a lot of people do cover versions of songs on YouTube. And
one or two songs, but entire albums, much less a series of albums, and that's like a big hit.
Well, that's like the biggest music over there is
Absolutely.
is the J-pop. So
Absolutely. But think about it. Marty, talk about coming out of his element. I mean, the guy was in Megadeth. And he was in Cacophony. He was in Cacophony.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like, all of a sudden it's like he's doing this series of albums. Yeah, Sean likes Marty Freeman. We all like Marty Freeman. He's a great player. And oh my God, with Becker and Cacophony, holy shit. But it's like KXM Rock says it best. Marty is like Hulk Hogan in Japan. He's that kind of popular. So, to take him out of his element and do it in that kind of album, it blew my mind to read this. Let's see. Yeah, Baby Metal, Robot Master Switch brings up Baby Metal. And I'm a huge fan of Baby Metal. You're basically mixing J-pop and metal. And that's the kind of thing that basically Marty is doing. Some people will like giving me shit about liking Baby Metal. This is what Marty Friedman's doing right now. He's mixing J-pop and metal. That's wild. Let's move on. Kingdom Come. We talked about Kingdom Come a couple of weeks ago. If you remember, they were basically the 80s version of We Sound Just Like Led Zeppelin. And they had big hit with Do You Like It? And they were on the Monsters of Rock tour in 88. They were one of the acts on there. They were 15 minutes of fame, but eventually the lead singer Lenny Wolf bowed out of the band. He just wanted to retire, no bad blood or anything. And the band continued on and recently got back together, touring again with Keith St. John, who you guys might remember was fronting Montrose for a while and Lynch Mob for a while. And they have a lot of songs written ready to do with this new lineup and do a new album. The only problem is the name Kingdom Come belongs to Lenny Wolf, who is not in the band. So they're trying to figure out some negotiation to get the name Kingdom Come onto this new material rather than rename the whole band. The problem is most people remember Kingdom Come as sounding just like Led Zeppelin because of Lenny. Without Lenny, it sounds like a completely different band. So what do you think? Should they fight for the name Kingdom Come and work something out with Lenny? It's, more of a negotiation than a fight to my understanding. Good night, Thomas. Or should they, rename the band and just try to start fresh? Would you try to, relive off of, what is 4/5 your band, even though your big gimmick basically is not in the band anymore? What do you think?
Good night, Thomas, for one thing. And hey, Jay Hannon.
Hey, Jay Hannon.
Awesome popcorn. So the guy's not in the band? Is the guy still around?
Lenny was it? Lenny Wolf was the frontman of the band. And the gimmick of the band was they sounded just like Led Zeppelin because he sounded like a dead ringer for Robert Plant.
He had the voice.
Right. And it sounded just like Robert Plant. So he left the band. He eventually said, I don't want to do this anymore. Not a bad blood thing, but he basically just said, yeah, it's time for me to quit. So they replaced him with Keith St. John. Totally different sound. Now you do not sound like Led Zeppelin anymore. Do you try to get the name Kingdom Come to stay with the band, meaning you have to pay off or buy out Lenny Wolf? Or do you try to start fresh as a new incarnation of a band with a new name? But the trick is, when people think of Kingdom Come, if it doesn't sound like Lenny Wolf, are people gonna basically be really disappointed? So which are you better off? Are you better off riding the name that got you some fame, but now your gimmick is gone? Or do you basically say, okay, we went from Kingdom Come to now we're Come On Your Face? You know, that's our new name. You know, what do you do? What's the right answer? What do you guys think?
Change your name to Condom King.
Condom King? Condom King, we got you condoms. You need condoms? We got condoms. Rib condoms, lube condoms, condoms for her, big condoms, magnum condoms, micro condoms for Mancuda. You want condoms? We got you condoms. Trojans, lifestyles, we got condoms. We're flowing with condoms. Blow them up as water balloons? We got condoms. So many condoms, you could fuck yourself your whole life and still not get through 1/3 of our condoms. Condom Nation, Condom Emporium, Condom Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah. Johnny, there's a business venture in there for us somewhere. When this whole TV thing doesn't work out, there's a business venture. All of us are invited. We gotta, you know.
You can always have your own brand of condoms.
Yeah, micros. Trojan micros. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Trojan micros ribbed for her disappointment.
Are those little pinky?
That's the ones. That's the ones I use. Yeah.
You're like, wow, that actually fits.
Oh, it fits, and it's not even snug. I have to use a rubber band to keep it on. Trojan micros for her disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah. No. As far as the Kingdom Come band, I don't think anybody cares. You know,
overall, it's like, it's just,
nobody cares. Make a new band, say formally Kingdom Come, and they'll still be like, who?
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I think. I think at this point, Kingdom Come, you know, to
is Kingdom gone?
Yeah, the kingdom has fallen.
Kingdom go.
Yeah, kingdom leave. No, I think, listen, I understand the value of a nostalgic name, you know, but the fact is, if Kingdom Come sounded so specifically like Zeppelin, which they did, and, you know, and they're trying to hold on to that, and the audience is just going to be disappointed, I would just probably reform the band under a different name. It's like when Jafria reformed his House of Lords. People got it. People understood, you know.
Kingdom Come. Nobody, unless you saw the Monsters of Rock, nobody.
And then you're expecting it to sound like Lenny Wolf.
I wouldn't even know. I mean, I'm the biggest Van Halen, Van Hagar fan there is. I wanted to go to that concert. I couldn't go. You know, it was a couple, you know, towns, states away or whatever. But even, you know, even then, I never heard them. I never listened to Kingdom Come.
Murphy said they should do a tour with Greta Van Fleet. Yeah, then you could share a frontman. And again, let me be real clear. I am not against Keith St. John as a frontman. He just has a different sound. He doesn't sound like Lenny Wolf. He doesn't sound like Robert Plant. He has a great sound. It's a different sound. So it's like when you have a very distinct, take AC/DC, okay? AC/DC has a very distinct sound, you know? And when you're not getting that sound, if you still call them AC/DC, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, to pay for that name recognition. Why you bother and fight for that? You know,
AC/DC was able to do it twice
with good results.
They were able to have two different singers, same band. They got bigger with the second singer.
Oh, sure.
You know, I mean, it's very rare. Van Halen, Van Hagar, that's another band that they got bigger. You know.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that.
But both of those bands have very distinct musical sound. Van Halen, the guitarist, is one of the stars. Same with AC/DC.
Everybody knows Angus Young. Everybody knows, you know, each musician.
Yeah. Do you know who's in Kingdom Come as the guitarist?
No.
Neither do they. It literally, yeah, it's not enough recognition for the music as much as the vocalist. That's my point.
The only thing I know of, what I think of, there was a Monsters of Rock commercial on MTV back in the day because they had a contest where you could win and you could jam on stage with Van Halen. It's a very cool commercial. I'll put it.
That's a great commercial.
I'll put it in the Discord. It's a very cool commercial. The only thing I remember when I think of Kingdom Come, I think of
disappointment.
Because each band member read off the names of all the bands that were on that tour.
Right.
And who said Kingdom Come? John Biel, do you know what I'm talking about? I hear it was Sammy Hagar or it was Alex Van Halen. I hear one of their voices saying Kingdom Come every time I think of that band. I have no idea what the music sounds like. I just know of a member of Van Halen saying their name.
They were drawing straws to see who had to say it. It's like, oh man, Sammy, just do it. Just get it over.
Scorpions, Dokken, Kingdom Come. Yeah, that was part of the commercial. Who said that? One of them said that, but
okay, so one of them said it. They probably relegated it to Alex. It's like, you're the lowest man on the totem pole. You say it.
Well, I'll find it. Yeah, that's what I think about. I'm sorry, but I don't.
I just don't see the point of fighting for the name. It's not a very big name, and it's not, it's not really recognition for what it's going to be. And Keith St. John, he has his own good reputation. I would think they could just, call it something else. But again, there's not much of a battle. It's just a negotiation. The question is it worth, doing all this work and paying it out for that name,
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's where I am. Let's see, where are we? Oh, finally, I saved the best story for last in music news tonight. This is my favorite story of the week. So apparently, just stay with me here because I'm going to drift off of metal for a moment, but I'll bring it back. Trust me. Cardi B, as you know, she has the hit of the summer with the song WAP, W-A-P, standing for Wet Ass Pussy. It's a monster hit, just like her monster pussy. It's a huge number one hit.
It's the biggest dance move on TikTok.
Yeah, there's a dance craze about it. There's multiple versions of it. There's a version of it that instead of saying this wet ass pussy as one of the lyrics, they change it for the radio edit to this wet and gushy. So the bottom line is it's a huge hit. And this song, if you guys haven't heard, I don't know where you've been under rock, even as a metal lover, I've heard it in pop culture, just that the song's going on. It's like the song starts, there's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. And it's like through the whole song, it's saying there's some whores in this house. And the whole song is basically describing all the things, the cock she wants in her pussy and how she uses her pussy to get money and uses it to get a car from someone and uses it to get paid and make it rain and have someone pay her tuition. And, all these scantily clad girls, walking around this house, and Kylie Jenner's in the video in negligee, and Cardi B and some other artists are walking around in negligee. This is, you should check it out just for fun. Even if you haven't heard it, go on to YouTube, look up WAP. WAP is the title of the song, and do uncensored version. So you get the full effect of with this wet ass pussy. I like when you slam it in my wet ass pussy. And it's like, it's really graphic. I mean, you think this show is graphic, and it is. This is really graphic. This is 100,000 ways that Cardi B can use her wet pussy. And I mean, graphic, shoot it on my face, shoot down my throat, tickle the little punching bag. I mean, it doesn't leave a thing out. Put it in my ass. It goes through the whole gamut. Even the radio edit still keeps most of the lines. It doesn't say wet ass pussy, but it says wet and gushy. Eat this wet and gushy. Stick it in my wet and gushy. But throughout the whole song on both versions, it still says through the whole song, there's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Just echoing through the song. So here you go. Now this is where it's related. Cardi B apparently is having a little conflict with a certain rock star. It's kind of funny, actually. She's having a conflict with Michael Sweet of STRYPER, the Christian music band STRYPER.
Mm-hmm.
The most unlikely criticism you could ever imagine would be coming from the lead of a Christian metal band who's as pure as the driven snow. It's like, it's the funniest conflict ever, where he basically goes on a tear on the media during interviews, and he basically says it's a disgusting song. I don't want my granddaughter growing up listening to this garbage. It's graphic and horrible, and it's not bad enough that like a regular person might say, okay, I don't want my 8-year-old daughter hearing this casually on the radio and seeing these, erotic dance moves and hearing about cock sucking and fucking and wet pussies and all that. But it's funnier coming from a Christian metal band leader who, like, everything is a sin and, everything's the work of the devil. And, it's just 10 times funnier that you have this yin and yang of morals. Cardi B's song is as filthy as you could ever dream. And Michael Sweet, of all people, is like trying to confess the sins away of, accidentally stepping on a bug or something, and the idea that he's the one criticizing it. And Cardi B hasn't commented yet. They're kind of waiting to hear her reply. I don't even know if she will reply, because she's probably like at the bank, like loading more gold bars into her, 500th safety deposit box. But it's like, he's probably like, okay, I hope our new STRYPER album sells like, 30 copies at least,
Yeah. I mean, it's
such a clash.
Yeah. And I get it. But her fans want nothing to do with that dude or STRYPER.
No, of course not. And like I said, I don't even think
grandpa to them.
I don't even think she'll reply. But like every kid in the world right now is going into like 6th grade. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some Yes, I did my homework. What? Oh no, I was just singing a song for the radio. There's some whores in this house. Shoot it on me. Stick it in me. Put that big old dick in. Yeah. So I mean, look, I get it, as far as like, it's a pretty heavy rotated song, like big time hit. And the video's just everywhere, and the dance craze and all that. Yeah. It's just hilarious that
like I was telling you, it's a dance challenge people do in the crosswalks when they're crossing the street.
Yeah, it's like the Kiki challenge. Kiki, do you love me when you're riding? So you never know. I mean, that used to be also a big thing last summer. This is this summer's thing. And Deja Voodoo brings up, just the Tipper Gore in my wet ass pussy. Yeah, imagine Tipper Gore's head must be exploding with something like that. Just think about that. And the funny thing is, she's actually, Cardi B is loaded. She has made so much money with her songs lately. She's getting a divorce from a rapper named Offset that I've never heard of. Not that I'm entrenched in that world like I am metal, but usually I hear about most people. I'm not familiar with her husband Offset and their daughter Culture. I think it's Culture with a K. Apparently he was a part of a rap group called the Migos. I guess he's had some success because in this divorce, there's no prenup, and she wants alimony and child support from him. And she's like a gajillionaire. So I can only imagine like how much money that guy must somehow be worth for her, with all her money, to want that type of alimony and child support. That's like blowing my mind. And as far as STRYPER goes, they have a new album called Even the Devil Believes that he's promoting. I've heard it's good. I'm not personally a big fan of STRYPER. I like Michael Sweet. You know, out of Christian metal, I've talked about this on the show before. I like Holy Soldier. I like Guardian. Something about STRYPER just never, musically, just never caught me. So I don't know what the deal is, but supposedly if you like STRYPER, and Sean Silas says it also, the new STRYPER album doing well, it's amazing. I'm gonna give it a listen because I'm hoping for that moment that maybe STRYPER will like suck me in, pardon the pun, to with that big ass pussy, to like one of their albums like I do some of the other Christian metals. So good night, Rochelle. So yeah, you know, that's Sean Silas also likes Guardian, friends with the guitarist. For me, the best Christian metal was always Holy Soldier. They are, in my eyes, the best, not just the best Christian metal, they're a damn good metal band overall. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of their albums, and they're all just top notch. They're really melodic and good. And it's just really super. So if you guys get a chance, I'll put that as your homework of the week for checking out a band. I usually try to get you to check out a band. I was listening to Wasp's Crimson Idol a couple of times today because it's so good, and I was going to recommend that. So I will recommend that, but check out some music from Holy Soldier. Even if you're not into Christian metal, which I'm usually not, it's just really, really, really great music. And Sean Silas is exactly what I'm thinking. The fact that they didn't break into the bigger scene is a crime. They're one of those really, really, really overlooked and underrated 80s bands that if you just play that first Holy Soldier album, you'll be like, how the hell did this totally miss MTV? I mean, yeah, their videos were played here and there, but I think being a Christian metal band might have just hurt them, but somehow STRYPER broke through. How come Holy Soldier didn't? I think they're way, way better just as a band itself. Listen to some Holy Soldier this week. Give it a shot and leave in the comments what you guys think of that.
Yeah. We'll put it in the Discord. And I'm thinking with STRYPER, they were the only one, really. They're the only Christian metal band.
STRYPER was the only one to break through. Guardian got totally overlooked.
I can think of. And the thing is, all the music is all the same. I mean,
occasionally the words, you know, Jesus work their way in there.
It's regular music, but I mean, you can tell, you know, if you get into a car and you're flipping through the radio stations, you can tell when you hit the religious rock station because of the lyrics.
These guys you really have to listen to figure out that they're Christian metal. I mean, you know, it does say like Jesus Christ, you know, by name in 1 or 2 songs, but you know, there's obviously, you know, the songs are religious, but
the lyrics are always very positive.
I learned initially though that, you know, a friend of mine was he was a very devout Christian, you know, kind of almost like a junior priest, like that level of, you know, born again. And he introduced me to this band. He was just playing it in his car, and I was listening. I was like, these guys are really good. Who is this? And he's like, they're called Holy Soldier. And I didn't get initially that they were Christian metal because they were just so fucking good. And he's like, you know, hey, you know, our job is to spread the word. Here, this is for you. Take it. So I just happened to really like them, and like really, really like them. And then anytime a new album came out, he bought me that album. He just gifted it to me. And he's like, here, you know, enjoy. And, you know, of course, I'm sure he's driving away. Yeah, you Jewish bastard. You should have offered to pay me back for that cassette. But, you know, but thanks for killing our God, you motherfucker. No, but the idea was they're really, really, really good. and give them a listen. Listen to an album or two on YouTube, and tell me in the chat what you think, just musically, because STRYPER somehow broke through, and they're not bad. They musically just don't personally appeal to me. Holy Soldier really did. So I want to know what you guys in the audience think, guys and girls. That's all.
And people.
And people. Yeah, whatever you are. We love you all. And that's pretty much it for music news, kids. You got anything else, Johnny?
Where are we? If you like gourmet popcorn.
Yeah.
Kernels, gourmet popcorn, and more.
More? There's more?
Yeah, they got candy. They got all sorts of gummy bears, chocolate covered cashews. I got some of those.
I love those.
Did I make a? I know Nightbot had it earlier in the chat. If you order from them, mention Jay Hannon or Johnny Beane during checkout, and you'll get a discount.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
It looked good when you were opening it the other day.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It was good.
I came in the middle of the video. I just saw you munching. I was like, oh my God, I know what that is.
I'm like, nom, nom,
it looked good. It looked really good.
I'm like, this is always hard to should be eating on here.
Yeah, and Susie, I'm not hating on STRYPER. Like I said, you're saying they're just boring. That's basically it. Just musically, it didn't ring with me. It didn't catch on. I know that song honestly was like a big hit. But just for me, it didn't. I'll try the new album. I'll listen to it. But you guys all have to listen to Holy Soldier. Really, you owe it to yourself. It's really good. And that's pretty much what we got this week. We wish, let's see, a couple of things. We wish our buddy Neanderthal to feel better. And we missed you today, of course. And let's see what else. Again, I will be guest hosting Nez Says this Thursday with guitarist Steve Lynch from Autograph. So check that out this Thursday night. And let's see, Friday, what do you guys got going on?
Friday, I think we'll be eating popcorn.
Yeah.
And Saturday night, this Saturday, with the John B.O., I think we'll be eating popcorn again. And also, remember, Jay Hannon and I will be guests on the StreamYard Spotlight Show, September 24th. That's a Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's that's how we go live using StreamYard. And we'll be on their official show talking about what we do on the channel here, how we do it. And that'll be fun.
And again, if you guys have not checked out the latest episode, Communication Breakdown number 18, which is Sandra Picorni's and Gary Thollander's podcast, I was a guest on it. We did 3.5 hours of absolute craziness. So I can't even express some of the shit we talked about, but just check it out from the moment, from the opening skit, which is just dirty humor, to where Gary and I sing songs together, to just the crazy conversations in the interview. Just watch it, check it out. You will not be sorry. And of course, on here, please leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and out there, please wear a mask, wash your hands, be nice to each other. Remember, we're all in this together, and remember, we all love you from here.
Yes.
We appreciate our audience big time. We care about you.
Yes. All right. Have a good night.
Wait, let's do credits here. We have some channel members we owe some love to. There they are. There are channel members. Like to thank Halface, James Gum, Mancuta's a dildo fucker, 802 Blues, Mr. BHB Jr., Frag 5150, Pal Guitars, William Bill Spruce, Frank Corcoran, Thomas Santiago, Brian Spalding, Fender Guru, Music Therapy Laz, Ghost BC Rich, Hugh Caldwell, Jim Nicholas, Jesus Rapes Me, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael. We should have done that one second. And Charles Green, Frickick Tony, Michael Smith, the Captain, David Ennis, Mike Neist, Mickey Suttlemeyer, Joe Christian, Nicole Morozic, Sean Boland, Richard Poole, Lenny Lou, and Mary. Crazy Cook 678, Bozique, Julia Baldessari, False Flag, Margaret Scranton. Good to see you tonight, Margaret. And Gargot's Entertainment.
Yeah, and thank all of our big bosses we read at the beginning of the show. And again, we appreciate you guys and girls tuning in. We love you so much. Thank you. So rock on, everybody. Leave comments. We reply to those.
Yeah, leave nothing but comments.
And
nothing but comments. And thumbs up.
And thumbs up. Thank you.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
Okay, where are we? I'll do this one. All right, Johnny Beane TV. Good night.
Be safe. We love you.